Hey, good evening, everybody. This is JW. Thanks for coming to the. I about already said the wrong show. See there? The Comic Book Geeks podcast. Uh, Jonathan Freeman Anderson's here with us. Hopefully, Specs and Phil will be joining us soon. So I know you said you just got back from some C2E2. How long did
Yeah,
that
and
drive take you?
well, coming back, we did the back leg in 10 hours from Chicago through like Colorado, Nebraska, Utah, Arizona, Nevada. Not in that order, but basically we
Yeah,
went through all the states. Excuse
like
me, I just
66.
digested my first. Yeah, and it was a pretty great experience. It took me let's see, 10 hours on the first leg, and then I got to stop. I had to stop in Vegas, so I just got back from Vegas, where it was like a 4 hour drive. And that was, I like to say I was crazy and just went 15 hours straight, but no. Um, yeah, the road trip was wild, but the C2E2 convention itself was really well set up. Chicago has a really great convention center,
Yeah.
and the artist alley was great. They had a great selection, and a bunch. What's funny is they had a bunch of like things you wouldn't normally see at like comic book conventions. Like they had a lot of cosplay stuff and video
Hmm.
game stuff, and like K-pop was there. It was kind of wild. Like they even had like a tool section for people that want to like build their own little cosplay like toys, like the
Oh,
swords and everything. So
that's
those
cool.
companies that help make the tools like Makita or whatever, and then like also like the chairs for video game chairs. So it was like this really, I mean, elaborate. Now I know like at San Diego Comic Con happened. That's also pretty elaborate, but I tell you the difference is Chicago had hardcore cosplay people like as if it was like its own Halloween. Like
Yeah.
another time. So my dog Mookie's here. He wanted to say hi. And then like otherwise, there's just a lot more people, I'm told. And yeah, so Artist Alley was really great. They had a Rosario Dawson was there. Billy D. Williams was there. For
That's
some
a,
reason, Frankie Muniz was there. He was right in the middle, which was appropriate.
that's where he needs to be because
I was like, I don't know why you're here, but the Undertaker's next to him, right? And I was like, dude, this is like the worst time to have anybody in the audience say, "Now out loud, hey, Mookie, chill." They announced it out loud in the auditorium. They go, "Who's here to see the Undertaker?" And I'm like, under any other situation, that's like the worst thing you want to hear somebody yell out. You know what I mean? I know, right? I'm gonna mute him me for a second.
yeah. Who's here to see the Undertaker? All the old
It's
people are like, not me.
no, just the kids. We're here for the kids. You know what I mean? And the other, yeah. I'm gonna put you outside. You keep barking. He never talks this much. I'm sorry.
He's like,
Hi. Anyway, so yeah, it was a lot of fun. And hi. There you go. Be cool. And what was it? Trish Stratus was there, I guess. Oh yeah, and what's his name? Mick Foley,
Nick
right? And
Foley.
all these guys said, yeah, we'll give you autographs, but you gotta like bring your own belt to sign, right? And it
Yeah.
was extra money if it was a belt versus something else. It
Yeah.
was so funny. And then who was it? There was one of the guys. Oh yeah, Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy, Michael Rooker
Yeah.
from The Walking Dead. He was also there. I was most excited to see him. But the surprising thing was is all the voiceover actors get the biggest lines.
Yeah.
Like
All
of
the
crowds of people
anime,
that.
like, yeah.
Oh yeah, and Frankie Muniz was all alone. I'm not kidding. Like the whole time, it was so sad. Like I wanted to be like, yo, I wish you were Breaking Bad for like one episode, just you and all the brothers from Malcolm in the Middle, just in like a meth lab, cooking for Walter White. Like that was one of the dreams I had.
he, oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
There was something I wanted to, and I just went through my head. It leaked out the hole, I guess.
It happens. I got you. Some stuff comes in, some stuff goes out.
Yeah, because I got a message on so I went to check it, and then I lost my train
We
of
we
thought.
look like a Gillette razor before and after commercial. You see?
There we go.
You know that? You're like, hey, what's going on? This is what it's like over here. And then afterwards with the 5 blade, look what you can do. You know, it's a,
All
it's
right, and
amazing.
Specs is here. Specs going to join us.
Drum roll, please. Happy birthday
Day
to
to
you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday to
birthday to
you.
you. Happy
Happy
birthday,
birthday, dear
dear
Specs. From the
Specs.
Comic Book Geeks.
Happy birthday to
you.
you.
I'm so glad y'all do comics and you're a comedian because y'all harmony sucks.
Oh, we're awful. I'm not planning on joining any barbershop quartet with JW anytime soon.
Hopefully I got better internet connection than Jonathan tonight. If not, I gotta go back to my cell phone. But I'm trying to use a computer tonight.
Oh, the dog has left the room. I am going to close the door.
The dog was singing to us a little while ago. You missed it. But Jonathan has been giving us all his rundown because he spent the weekend at C2E2. That's why he wasn't with us this past week. So
okay.
Chicago, you check. That's Chicago. I had really great pizza. I mean, like I realized it was so damp and humid and sweaty, and everybody's got to walk because the parking sucks. Like it's like one of the worst car cities I've ever. And I mean, I'm in Los Angeles. We have a bad car city ourselves, but they have the parking run by the mob, I'm told. So it's like ridiculous out there in Chicago. We couldn't go anywhere without walking. But it counterbalances with all the beer and the pizza. Like the people basically like sort of like can't like just they're like staying at the same exact status the whole time. The beer, the pizza, and the walking and the sweating is just equalizing everybody there. So it's a really good crowd. And I was just finishing up about C2E2. How are you, Specs? How's your birthday week been?
It's pretty cool. It's one of my better birthdays than I had in a while. It's pretty straight. My job tried to get me to work my birthday, but that was a no.
Yeah. I never even went to school on my birthday, let alone work. Come on.
I went to school maybe one. Okay, anything past fifth grade, I can remember. I can't remember elementary school, but I went to school one time on my birthday, and that was it.
Yeah.
But because it's the 8th, and we always start school like right after that.
Yeah. My birthday's in October, so we're all. It's always during the school week, so it's like I'm staying. Well, see, I missed a day a week every week because I found out. I realized very early on you're allowed to miss 9 days and 9 weeks. So I was like one day a week. One day a week. So I went 4 days a week for my whole time through school.
Man, you cheating the system that way, man.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And I still ended up on honor roll. So there's that.
Yeah, you gave yourself a wellness day before it was a thing.
So you missed Friday or you missed Monday?
Whatever day I felt like it. The day I would miss the guys in lunch, because we sat in the same lunch. We all had the same lunch for like our whole time through high school. And they would take bets on what day I'd miss the next week.
So you wasn't consistent.
No,
you already changed it up on them.
Yeah, it was always whatever day I don't feel like getting up. That's the day I stay home. And I think it was like
that's the way to do it.
I think it was my senior. No, it couldn't be senior. It was my junior year, and like the last day of school, we didn't really have class. We would just like go around, get our yearbook signed. We started to go to classes, but they weren't like classes. And during study hall, I was like, "Can I go up to so and so's class?" Because my friend was in that class, and they said, "Yeah, go ahead." So I go up, and they're going through the TV trying to find something to watch. I'm like, well, this is on channel 2. This is what's on channel 4. And the teacher, she's like my neighbor. She's like, you would know.
Yeah, you made the time. You made the time to find that out. That's good. Yep. You're early on into pop culture. I love it.
That's right. That's how it was.
Yeah, so, I went to school on my birthday. I'm sorry, my contribution to this like moment of like getting your days off when it's all your day, because I told you, why go to work on your birthday? That's not cool. But like with my one day, I went to school senior year. I was in the marching band, and we had this one just like really real asshole of like an assistant teacher or whatever. And he saw me trying to like tweak like the pit section where I played the drums. And he goes, "Hey, you're talking during this other thing. Go run a lap." I'm like, "No. I'm not gonna do it. It's my birthday."
Man. Oh, yeah, man.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna on my birthday. Like this is so he's like, "All right, go sit in the announcer booth." Right, we're on the football field. So I go up, sit in the announcer booth. I'm like, cool, I don't have to practice for the rest of the day. I kick my feet up. He's upset that I'm just chilling. So he comes and takes the rolly chair away from me. And then I'm sitting there, and he's walking away down the bleachers, taking the chair, being all grumpy, Mr. Teacher's Assistant. So I flip him off, right? I do the whole thing. And then I look up, and there's 300 kids with their instruments pointed at me, looking at me. And they all see me flipping off like the drumline teacher or whatever. And like his little minions called him over and says, "Hey, did you see what he did? He flipped you off every which way." And so this little guy, he was like this bald, crazy guy, looked like a little pimple, came running up the bleachers, and like the big major teacher's like, "No, no, no, Louis, stop before you kill him! Stop it! No, just go back to your world." So that was my birthday on school day.
That's why you
Sounds
don't
like
go
an
to
80s
school
movie.
on your birthday.
Yeah, it's like you don't go to school on your birthday. Yeah, you see, kids, teach you a lesson every episode.
Yeah. Oh wow. So anything else go on while you were in Chicago? What else did
Well,
we learn?
I did learn a lot of news about what was happening in the comic book world. And there's a lot of like I thought we were geeks, but there's other levels.
Oh
Yeah, we're low tier.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You don't even scratch the surface when it comes to cosplay.
Yeah,
I mean,
y'all a little bit higher than me because y'all watch Star Trek, but like
We're just old. That's why.
yeah. I mean, like I appreciate the utopia nature of Star Trek, where I can just make food out of a replicator and not have
Yeah.
to think about like who's gonna like be either killing me in the process of making that food, or I'm killing someone by eating that food. I just want a regular food replicator. Like Star Trek is pretty good about inspiring. Like I wouldn't be talking to you on this phone if it wasn't for Star Trek.
that's
Like
facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Hey, they had self-opening doors before your grocery store did. Just remember
yeah.
that.
I mean, I don't want to wear the red shirt or anything, but I'm
Well,
definitely down.
it all depends. If you're on Next Generation, the red shirt didn't matter.
Or the new stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's only the
yeah.
original show that you had to worry about being a red shirt.
Well, I've been watching Strange New Worlds, which happens before the red shirt era, right? And I don't think it
Yeah.
happens that either. I was thinking like Uhura's wearing a red shirt. The guy who's playing Kirk wears a red shirt. Like the very first away mission has the guy playing Kirk's grandfather in a red shirt, and I was like, oh, they did that on purpose because there's no way they can kill off Kirk's.
I thought it was his brother that's on the show.
Oh
And
no,
that,
yeah, I guess they could. They
and
could
because
kill
he
his
comes
brother.
on, I don't know how far you are in the season, but um, spoiler: Kirk shows up later in the season.
Oh yeah, no, I did see that. Yeah, Kirk.
Okay.
They recast him. It's
Yeah.
I was hoping to see Chris Pine make his television debut.
Yeah. But it's not in the Kelvin universe, so it wouldn't be Chris Pine.
Right. Yeah, that's true. See, that's more nerdy than I expected. Like in the moment, you're right. Specs. And as far as Chicago goes, it was just like everything anime, everything toy. Every little like they had the Legos of Legos. Like you wanted like every variant of a Spider-Man outfit, they had it. You know what I mean? In Lego form. And then they put the little head of Peter Parker on top of the little head of Spider-Man.
Yeah, so you
And so
can.
yeah, so you can mix and match. But then I'm just thinking the alternate universe is getting really specific. Like the
Well, I just joined a Power Ranger toy group on Facebook, and apparently there's a new Black Power Ranger, on the Mighty Morphin Black Power Ranger coming out, and apparently they're mad because there's another one coming out. It's like the fifth one that came out, and it's something to do with like Adam when he had like some kind of shell on his chest, and then like complaining about it, but they say it's a better model than the Zach with the his head, and like what's this? It's still
right.
it's
No,
the same
but
toy.
it's the same toy.
Yeah.
Well, toy variants, I guess. I got the original Power Rangers, like the whatever it turns into the
The flip head one.
No.
Well, no, I got all the
droid,
like
the
back.
droid.
Yeah, the way back when it first came out, like it was all the original Power Ranger show. They had like the I forget what they turned into. I haven't watched Power Rangers in 15 years. But I got the actual toy and like I put it all together and I was like so stoked. And then like 10
the
days later,
Megazord.
Yeah, the
Megazord. Yeah,
It
I had the
had
whole thing.
where they stole Voltron's leg.
Right, exactly. They had the tigers for the
yellow
legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
I had one of the flea market versions of it. It really was just Voltron painted as a Power Ranger.
Oh no way! That is definitely a flea market version. Oh my god!
Great.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You just gave me a great idea for a whole second market. We could I could just take like other. I think people have done that. Like they've taken X-Men toys and then just repainted them into like DC characters.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they do now. When you get them custom toys, that's what you do. You get like the wrestling toys and you like paint it your way. So like,
I got it.
I got a guy on Instagram. He I don't know, you call it memes, but he makes meme toys. Like he just made a toy. It's a guy on fire, and he said the summer of 2022.
Oh, I got you. Wow, that's so funny. I like it. That's great. That's a good market right there. The meme toys.
Meme toys. That's gonna be the name of his company. Meme
The
toys.
only toy he didn't make. He was scared to make was I can't think of her name right now. Oh, Jada Pinkett Smith. He didn't want to make a toy of her being bald.
Oh no, like the slap, like the slap heard around the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. See, I was joking because like after the slap happened, Dave Chappelle got attacked, and so I was saying that Larry the Cable Guy had to stop performing because he was worried about the audience, bringing guns to the show, and also like all the upset, wives from him being the cable guy, in porn. I just assume like before he became a comic, he was Larry the Cable Guy in porn, and so like, all right, sorry, that's a bad joke. I'm working on it.
But I don't know what's a better joke though. Him being the cable guy or the guy from Hangover being a doctor.
Oh yeah. That is a better joke. Well, regardless,
they both make more money.
yeah, they both made a lot of money. I think they're fine. Like a lot of these people, but the meme toys, I think is really like great as long as it doesn't become its own podcast. I feel like then we're getting really too, really too specific.
Yeah.
I would like to have a show about the toys on the popular thing that somebody else did. You know what I mean? Like it's getting ridiculous. So you want to hit it off with the comic books this week?
Yeah, we will go ahead and move on to reviewing some comics. I have everything. I have all of my books written down, so I just got to figure out which ones were the weekly ones. I think the first one we had in my order was That Texas Blood number 16.
I can't wait till that's over.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not with that. Like, I'm reading it, but I mean, where's it going? Like, what's the point? Like,
well, I jotted down some notes. This is number 16. It's written by Chris Condon and art's by Jacob Phillips. And I put down it was another slow burn issue. Like, it just seems like we're
light up.
Yeah, it just seems like we're just moving along. I don't know.
Like, I think it would really be better for us if you knew about the stuff prior to.
But it doesn't. It doesn't.
They pull a lot of stuff that we don't know about.
It doesn't really matter. Each storyline, the only thing that's the same is it takes place in that same county, but it's at different time periods.
So they just pulled in stuff that we don't know anyway. We would never know.
Yeah, probably not.
I have a question. Do you guys think that probably is the case for that book because they're angling to get like a TV deal or something where they already have like a great comic book deal where they can stretch it out like that? Because I could assume like a mini series. You got okay, cool, 6 books, 6 episodes. We got to get through this, right? But if they've already been like somehow established, right, this writer or artist or something, we're like together, like okay, look, they gave us 100-book deal every 2 weeks. I don't know, whatever it is. I mean, like they gave us an insane. Like, we've got to make this many comics. So we're just going to slow burn the hell out of it and not make any sense.
But it's only 6 issues, though.
What?
Right? It's 6 issue run, ain't it?
Well, yeah, I think this storyline is only 6 issues. And that's usually about what they are. They're about long enough to do a trade paperback. Is what they.
Right. So what do you think their goal is then with this? Because if it's not interesting on this level, I doubt they're going to get like a TV show. I mean,
it might be good as a trade, but it's not good as single issues. Like
yeah, because it's slow. Yeah. So the story's like slow building. It's really slow. But
I think the cop's partner is going to be the little black thing.
I'm trying to decide because they give you a little hint in there with the truck. With the paperwork and the sheriff keeps saying that name sounds familiar. That name sounds so it's going to be in and that registration was 7 years old. So I have a feeling that
when did his partner die?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly. It couldn't have been that long ago because they're still like talking to him about it.
They keep referencing it, and also at the end of every book they got the little flyer of his partner getting shot and he's looking all crazy. They keep like using that as like I guess the ad for the other guy being sheriff. Yeah.
But the last page where they show him like walking up to that house, and I'm trying to figure out, is that the secretary lady's house, or I mean, it's hard to tell. So I think we still have like 3 more issues of this story arc, and
I like the art though. I did like the art, and so
Yeah.
It
Image
looks
took a
winter.
chance on it.
It feels winter.
yeah,
Yeah.
I just read a tweet from Jacob Phillips right not long before the show, and he says, "What am I doing drawing a book about once in a decade snowstorm in the middle of summer?" Like,
I have an idea. What did he? That was the question. That was the tweet.
yeah, well, that's just what his tweet was. Yeah, it's like, what am I doing?
Oh, I know. He's visualizing the ice so he can stay cool.
That must be it. It's got to be what he's doing. Trying to think. What was another one that we read? Oh, the Dead Lucky #1. That was written by Melissa Flores.
Hey, what?
The Dead Lucky.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's written by Melissa Flores, and the art's by French Corlo Magno. I don't know. He's not American. So, but this is a story about a lady who's a former soldier and her coming back to where she lives, and it starts out with her seeing a psychiatrist about her, I guess, PTSD, and it takes place. Was it in San Francisco? But it must be like somewhere in the near future
I thought it jumped. Didn't it jump?
No.
Maybe
Nope.
Yeah.
And it seems like there's a company that like works who does the security for San Francisco, and they're trying to clear out of Chinatown and get all the businesses to move out of there because there's another gang that's trying to take over. And the one thing I think is unique about this book is she talks to herself throughout the whole book, but she talks out loud. So she does the narration to the book.
Instead of like a thought bubble.
It's actually her speaking. She speaks out loud and everybody can hear her. So they're like, "Are you talking to me?"
One thing that I like the book. One thing it made clear is the private security villains or is the gang member villains?
We don't know yet.
Yeah, it didn't make that clear because I was like, because even she was like, "Well, I'm not," whatever that N word was. Like,
yeah,
I was like, so who's the really protagonist? No, antagonist. I read it.
Yeah, because
But it seems like a slice of life kind of thing, right? In the era that it's in.
Yeah. It's at the end. The ending though, I lost. I was like, what happened? Like, do you know what I'm talking? When she,
I think the powers activated or
something. But there was like those 2 like spirits there with her, and I'm like, because she has superpowers too. We didn't.
I think maybe that's part of her unit when she was military.
I don't know. So the end of it, I was like, what just happened? Like, but
it'll spell itself out probably in another issue.
Yeah, it's issue 1, so
Yeah, and that's from Image Comics. So
quick question there, JW.
Yep.
I hate to interrupt our scintillating moment, but is that Cthulhu on your shirt?
Yes, it is Cthulhu. It's like a
Cthulhu.
like Ghostbusters.
I've been saying it wrong my whole life.
Yeah, it's a Ghostbusters thing, but it's with Cthulhu. Yeah,
that's amazing.
I got it when I was working on Cthulhu Invades. Was it Oz? Was our first one, and now we just finished up Cthulhu Invades Wonderland.
Cthulhu Invades Oz, like Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
You haven't read it? You haven't got. Hold on, I got it right.
You have it right here. And then we just finished.
Can you? Yeah, I'm gonna reach over. Get it. Yeah, just hand it to me, and I'll just take it and I'll bring it back into the screen right now. That would be amazing.
And then we just finished Cthulhu Invades Wonderland, and later this year we're going to start working on Cthulhu Invades.
Wait, did you say Wonderland? What the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm tripping balls out. Well, you said Cthulhu Invaded Oz, Wonderland, and now Neverland.
Then Neverland's the one we're
doing. There you go. Okay, yeah, I'll just take. Wait, no, wrong way. I'll take it. Yeah, just hand it through the screen. Specs.
Yeah,
You gotta
I
grab it,
co-
man. You got real hard.
Yeah. Nope. Still.
yeah. I colored a 2-page story in that one last minute. Like Travis
Oh my
contacted me. He's
god.
like, "Do you have time to do a 2-page?" I'm like, I guess we need it
That's
by
amazing.
Monday. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess so. But
I want to read all of those. That's super cool.
I ended up doing the art on in Wonderland. It was a story about heck is he? My mind just went. I can picture him. The Knave. If you know the Knave, he's like the head. The Knave. He's like the
from
head
Wonderland?
of. Yeah.
Did Neverland come out yet?
Wonderland or Neverland?
He just.
Oh, the Knight.
Neverland-
Some of the Knight?
Peter
no,
Pan.
in the Neverland one, we haven't even started yet. So.
Right. But in
we're just-
Wonderland, there's a knight with the Queen of Hearts, right? No, is that
Yeah,
not right?
yeah, the Knave. Yeah, he's the Knave. He's
Okay.
like he's got that patch over his eye that's shaped like the heart. He's like the head of the
Yeah, exactly.
Queen's Guard.
Yeah. I did a play back in college called Alice Devised about Wonderland. So the idea of like anything else invading it is awesome.
And I guess we're finishing.
So what else
up
do we
with
read?
Neverland.
I read.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We still have another group book. We had James Bond 007 #1. I'm trying to remember. That was Philip Kennedy Johnson who wrote that. Marco Finnegan does the art, and that's from Dynamite Comics.
I seen this at his name Ivan Fleming, right?
Yeah, Ian Fleming's the guy who created
Ian Fleming.
James Bond.
So is this a Bond story or this a story of the books?
No, it's James. It's a
Standalone. Somebody made it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
It's not like.
I was like,
Yeah.
I seen the name at the beginning of the title. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, so we Bond.
Because
book
Ian Fleming, like.
I was just trying to figure out what Bond book was this. So like, what?
Yeah.
What book is
No,
this?
Well,
It's
I mean,
totally-
I just want to start off by
It
saying
seemed like a
the
prequel
art was gorgeous.
to Whisper of
Yeah,
Love.
yeah.
What it seemed like.
Yeah. There wasn't much of a story yet. I don't know if it's like this.
Not Rush for Love, but Casino Royale. It seemed like a prequel to that.
Royale.
You're learning. It's like when he first gets the 007 in a flashback. Like it takes place like in 2 different, and it has something to do with this lady who helped train him. She's 003. And so
Well, they allude to the other 00s in the movies, right? You know, and
yeah,
Ian Fleming put Casino Royale in a Playboy issue, like the original story. So there's probably many short stories that have been lying around with Ian Fleming's like fingerprint on it that they haven't like done
If
before.
my internet's sucking, let me know.
but it's not as bad as it could also be
No,
mine. Mine's terrible.
So you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
And you're on time. And you're on time.
everybody's
So,
good.
yeah.
Well, the art was really amazing in the James Bond book. I wanted to relay.
Yeah.
So it felt a bit.
So my internet sucks. So
okay.
I'm going to switch over.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was.
I'm on time or he's on time?
Oh, you must be way off because I told him that 5 minutes ago. Yeah, he must be off.
Oh, he's like on a 15-second delay.
He's
Jeez, that was like a really
15 seconds.
who's on time? I'm on time. That was like 30 seconds later. We're like, dude, the show's over.
Where have you been, man?
Yeah, man. He called us back. Hey, we got to do another episode. Yeah. Well, as soon as he gets back, we can go into like the news that I was. But we did Poison Ivy number 3.
We still have a bunch of other.
Oh
books
my
to
God!
talk about.
Yeah.
So
I do feel like this Cthulhu situation is still like in front and center of my brain. How did you never like let me know? That should have been the first thing in the zip
I've
file.
talked about
honestly.
it. I've talked about it all the time.
Yeah, you're so nonchalant about it. Like, it's no big deal. That's rad.
Well, because it was already out.
So yeah, I heard you say 003 and whatnot and James Bond books. So I don't know what y'all say after that.
Okay, can you hear us now? Is everything? What happened, Specs? You all right?
Yeah.
Too much
You
birthday
should have
cake.
told somebody you wanted a better internet for your birthday.
No, it's like my internet like we got a brick fireplace right there and like the router's right there. I think the waves from the Wi-Fi is getting blocked by the chimney, so
Correct.
I think that's what's going on.
This is good though. It's like stop motion Specs.
But
claymation.
like I said, I think it's a prequel because I don't think Moneypenny's there or
and
somebody else.
it's all different. Like M is a guy,
right? Well, yeah, it's super early, but M was a guy in the original.
The Black M.
Yeah,
M being black. I was
he's black.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That makes it seem pretty obvious for like a movie version, because like if the most recent one had James Bond, like it was so I just
but as a purist, like you in the books, it clearly says what characters look like, but just like why James Bond, they complain about Daniel Craig because he's blonde and blue eyes, and he's supposed to be like a brunette guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. I was always a Sean Connery Bond guy. Like if you wanted to pick like the actor that really nailed James Bond, it was always Sean Connery. This looks like a little bit more like a chubbier Sean Connery.
Pierce Brosnan, maybe.
Oh well, as better effects goes, yeah, maybe Pierce Brosnan definitely a better CGI.
Oh,
yeah. I mean,
what about
Sean Connery did his own stunts,
What's his name? There was the other guy,
Roger Moore. Yeah, the other guy. If you can't remember his name, he wasn't the best one.
But I wasn't even thinking of Roger Moore. There was the other guy too.
You can't remember what car he drove.
He just did a couple, and Ashton Martin. And he did like
BMW M3.
Yeah. I'm not a James Bond geek, okay?
Oh,
I got all the books.
Yeah. And then obviously we had the new chapter of Dark Crisis.
I didn't read. I missed that one.
Dark Crisis number 3. I told you it was in the Dark Crisis folder.
I didn't. I mean,
that's a hell of a name for a folder.
It was my birthday, and I read up on that Poison Ivy. The Poison Ivy books had me stuck. Like it was really good books.
Yeah, I didn't get to Poison Ivy though, but
Well, I got a fun fact about that, but let's talk about this book.
All right. Well, Dark Crisis 3. Obviously, it's continuing the story of there's no Justice League; they're all dead, and we get to see the Justice Society finally come in, and they're like, "You should have called us to begin with instead of." But and then you also see
Titans.
No, well, to the young Justice League,
right?
Talking about
Superboy,
all the Robins,
all the Blue Beetles. Like the one line is great when they have the old Blue Beetle. He's like, "We laughed a lot more in my Justice League."
yeah.
But
the too many flashes.
Yeah. So then we also see the Green Lantern Corps. They go to planet.
Where were they?
Sector 666. And there's a new giant black lantern, like how. So Hal and Kyle and the girl from Far Sector. I don't know her name. You know what I'm talking about, Specs? The one with the big green glasses.
Yes. But I'm not familiar with her name, but I know exactly.
So they decide to go into the lantern, and that's where they find what's his name, Pariah or whatever his name is. Can't remember.
Oh yeah.
And he has all these looks like planets, but they have the Justice League's emblems on them, and he's saying he's using that power to, because he wants to actually undo the Crisis on Infinite Earths, where how it all came together. He's actually wants to give all the Earths back and destroy
the original
Earth
positions.
Prime. and destroy Earth Prime in the.
So we're just going to forget about 0 Hour, right? We're just going to forget about 0 Hour.
Yeah.
Go all the way back.
So when there's a Green Lantern one, I guess because John Stewart's the Green Lantern that died, and Hal goes over and touches it, and you see like it looks like he gets killed, but it's the same way that you saw that the Justice League got killed, where they got like turned to dust.
Right.
And then in the next scene, he shows up in this other world of Green Lanterns, and it's the John Stewart world, it's called. So this is my theory, that the Justice League is not dead. They're actually in those worlds that are marked. So they're in alternate worlds of their...
What? Is Superman still doing the World War Hope thing or no?
The what?
When he went to that.
Oh, oh yeah, he's like the Hulk world.
Oh,
Like Superman's still doing his own thing.
Yeah,
Like, is that current or is that like where does that take place at?
There is no continuity. Like
We've already talked about this.
DC's already said that they don't do continuity between their books. It's just each book is telling its own story.
Because I thought that was explaining why he's gone, but
no,
because
I mean
dead.
they used to. Let
me just make sense of everything, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's just they just do whatever.
Justice League is dead, right? So you got John being Superman because Superman is doing that war world thing. Batman is supposed to be dead because the Peacekeepers killed him because they did do something with that in Detective Comics, Batman, whatever you're reading.
Yeah,
and Wonder Woman is supposed to be freaking God or whatever she is, so that's why she's gone.
Yeah, but in the Justice League that dies or the death of the Justice League, they actually all got disintegrated when they were fighting Pariah.
But no. Listen to Specs. Hear him out. I'm with you. Keep going.
Yeah. So like then Flash, like he's gone, like he's supposed to be fighting Wally.
Yeah.
So they're somewhere else. So like book wise, it makes sense why they're gone because they're gone in their initial books. But in the Justice League book, it seemed like a whole different book entirely.
Yeah, it's a different
disintegrated. I think is for like getting their atoms split into these other universes and stories you're talking about. Like clearly they could be existing, like just like they did with the Onslaught stories. They restarted that.
They're going to real life though because like y'all don't follow.
Yeah, but they wrote them all out in different ways.
No. In real life, they're gone. Like y'all follow me TikTok. I went to Walmart recently, and you look at in the candy.
It has the candy too. Yeah, it has the John Superman instead of. Yeah.
No way. Yeah. Oh my God, they're like killing them off.
Yeah.
It's John, it's Jonah Floyd, and it's Jace.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that too when I was at Walmart yesterday. I was like, "What?"
That's smart. That's pretty smart though. If they do it right,
Yeah.
Right for Halloween too, like.
Yeah. That'll be a good like little reboot,
Yeah.
I mean, I wish Marvel did that because I'm a huge Onslaught fan. Remember that they redid the whole thing.
They did do it. It's called All New, All Different.
Yeah. I mean,
But
that's all you know what I mean.
Hence why you have Captain Marvel right now and not Miss Marvel.
Oh yeah, but that's also because Rogue, I hope, will be introduced to like get rid of that idea.
No, I talked about it on Facebook. I don't want that. If they're gonna do that, they have to do it during Secret Wars, because like it won't make sense because why why Rogue fight here?
Well, no, I mean it's just.
I'm sorry, not Secret Wars. I said the wrong crossover. They have to do that whole scene in X-Men versus Avengers.
Okay, so that would be after Secret Wars. That would be after.
Yeah.
Because it won't make sense. Why would Rogue fight freaking?
Well, because in the comic books she was a villain when she fought.
And she takes her powers originally.
Yeah,
like Rogue's a villain initially.
But they're gonna make her a villain starting out because she's one of the popular X-Men. Like they're gonna make her a villain. Like they make Mystique a freaking hero in X-Men.
But they switched to the Scarlet Witch. If they could do that with the Scarlet Witch, why can't they do that? With Rogue. I mean, like it makes sense to me. She goes through some sort of rehab of sorts, with her, like, just like they did in the comics, in the cartoon. I mean, they've done the Rogue story a number of times.
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be Anna Paquin, whatever.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want
why she's called Rogue. Like that's the whole like,
it'd be great if they introduce Mystique and like all her kids are like on her side. Like you got Nightcrawler.
Oh my gosh, so smart.
Rogue, and then her wife Destiny.
Yeah.
Well, you have to. I mean, that's what Marvel's about to do. The Dark Web storyline. So that'll be pretty big for them, which is not like Dark Crisis. I know at all. We're talking Marvel now.
Yeah. Well, I have a bunch of other books I read, so I'll hit some of these.
Yeah, let's rock it out.
Batman.
I didn't read all of them. So.
Batman Night White presents Red Hood. This is in that Sean Murphy White Knight Batman universe.
I love that universe.
Yeah, it's good. It's great. And this is like kind of they're showing you. Well, he's never called Red Hood, so they show you Jason Todd in
First Robin.
The first Robin. Yeah. But
Oh
so
wow,
they
that's
explained
new to me.
about how he's actually the one who told, like, he survives that whole Joker incident by
Right,
telling the
right.
Joker who Bruce Wayne, that Batman is Bruce Wayne, and the Joker lets him go. So then he has all this like guilt and everything, and he leaves Gotham, and then he comes back as an adult, and he's just
As a villain.
as just a vigilante type guy. And there's this girl who wants to be Robin, but she's like, she doesn't know Batman, she doesn't know anything. She's just wants to be Robin,
Just
and
a fan.
she rides like a 10 speed, and she like helps people, and she saves cats out of trees and stuff. And when she finds
pretty dead
out
on.
when she
In
finds out
1930s Robin.
when she finds out he was Robin, she helps him escape prison and to have him train her to be Robin. But he doesn't want to. He's like, you don't want to be Robin. Robin's like,
Does he have
Well, doesn't that
in continuity? Does he have a Robin?
he did at one point, but
wasn't
like,
there a female Robin in Kingdom Come?
yeah,
Stephanie Brown.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
Well, there was Stephanie. She was one of the Robins. She was, but now she's spoiler. She was in between Jason Todd. I mean, between Red Robin
Yes.
and Damien. But this is, and then there's what's her name from Dark Knight Returns, the blonde chick that was with the short reddish hair, I guess, with the big green sunglasses. I don't remember what her name is, but so this is just him. Like, he doesn't want her to be Robin. He tries to talk her out of it, but by the end, her name's Gan, Gan, but she doesn't want him to call her that because she's like kind of a bigger girl. Like, I don't know, she's an athlete, so she has these big thighs and stuff. And the kids at school always call her gigantic, so she doesn't like the name Gan.
Okay.
So, so that was issue 1. I'm not sure how many issues. The Sean Murphy universe is great. If you've never read any of the that White Knight stuff, it's really good.
And they need to make that an animated movie, like instead of all that other crap they're doing. Like,
yeah, the White Knight storyline's really good. And then the Sword of Azrael books came out. There was a Sword of Azrael, Dark Knight of the Soul, which was like a one-shot. This is John Paul Valley's back as being
Azrael,
and
is that the black guy?
No, it's not the black guy. It's the original guy, the blonde,
the original
blonde
Azrael
guy with the glasses.
I didn't know there was a black guy until y'all told me. So I thought,
yeah.
He was later though.
Yeah, he was a police officer that now he's free of the Order of Saint Dumas.
Yeah, because that was what I was about to ask.
And now he's like going by the Bible, and he's trying to like.
Wait, okay.
So
it's not as insane as he was before, is what you're saying?
No, but it is in the same storyline as that Azrael. So it's not like he got reset from one of the other places.
No, he's not as born again with the whole thing, like, you know.
Yeah, well, he's not under the programming of the system and Saint Dumas. So, but this first one is just kind of like reintroducing you to the character, the one shot. There is a story in there, you know, but it's one of those ones that kind of wraps up. And then you go into Sword of Azrael number 1, well, book 1. It's only like, I think, a 6-issue miniseries. And it does, like I said, it continues in with the classic timeline. He talks about when he was Batman and how he let Batman down. And you see Bane's daughter comes into this one.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I like it. That's connected.
Yeah, and he's at this monastery and he's trying to not be with people because he doesn't want Azrael to come out. And he said anytime he's like in public, Azrael
makes it sound like Venom. It makes it sound like a DC.
Well, yeah, well, that's kind of how the system is, because you're starting now that he doesn't like have the Order of Saint Dumas in his head. You know, he hears Azrael in his head and is always trying to come out and try to take control.
Yeah,
and so he's like finding ways to hold it. But by the end of the issue, he has to let Azrael come out. And
so does he? It sounds like he might focus him a bit, if possible.
Yeah, that's kind of, I think, what he's trying to do. But like at first I thought the one shot was like a 0 issue, but when you read them, then you get confused. Like, where in this timeline do these two books? Because the one takes place in Gotham, and now he's in this, So I don't know if it like takes place a little bit after the one shot, and he decides to go to this monastery in the middle of nowhere to try to.
It sounds like a prequel or like just right after kind of scenario, like a transitional story sort of scenario. But I will say that that's a theme of these books. The James Bond was a prequel. This is kind of like that. Like they're trying to find like nooks and crannies and crevices of stories for characters that we all know. Is it just me? But like they're really searching for ways to add more material between other things that are canon, I guess.
Yeah, like the whole Star Wars Disney Plus stuff, right? Oh, here's a little.
Right. No, I wanted to talk about that.
There's a little 3-year span. We're gonna jam something in here.
You don't want to see the Andor show?
Oh, I'll watch it. Yeah, but another book that I read, I'm telling you, I've read a bunch of crap. I think was Metal Society #4. That's from Image.
Yeah, that looked really cool.
If you remember, I was talking about this book the last time, and it takes place in the future where humans were extinct, and robots brought humans back to life to do like crappy labor jobs that we use robots for, like pick up trash and build things. And the humans are trying to like earn their place in the world. Like they want to have equal rights and things. So this one girl decides she's going to fight this robot who he's mad at the humans because the humans took his job, and now he lost his girlfriend, he lost his apartment, he lost everything. So he wants to get revenge on the humans. And in this issue, we see like the build up to the fight. Like then she meets with him like away from everybody with the other robot, and they both don't want this fight to go on. Like they're both like, but now it's just gotten so big that they can't get out of it. Like it's not about them anymore. It's about like robots versus humans and things. So it ends like right before the fight starts. So we'll have to see. I think the next issue is the last issue. And
so they save Zion? You're going to tell me they save Zion? Is that what happens in the last one? They better save it because, oh my God. And if they change Morpheus, I'm done. I'm out. It's got to be the same guy. All right? None of this nonsense.
So yeah, I think I
girlfriend. You steal a robot girlfriend. I love the idea of that. I mean, if you ever see me with like a synthetic wife, you know, like the end has come. Like it's iRobot time. She said she'd marry me, and I could turn her off.
And the last book I read this week was The Closet, #3. Actually, on our very first show that never took place, The Closet #1 was one of the books we were supposed to review.
Is it in rhyme? Does it have R. Kelly?
No, it does not have R. Kelly. So there is a monster in the closet, so maybe it does have R. Kelly.
Is it Tom Cruise?
But this is a story like this was the final issue. It was only a 3-issue series. I'm going to mess up the guy's name, but James Tynion. Is that how you say his name? Tynion? Yeah. He's the writer of it.
Right? They got from Batman, right? Yeah, Tynion.
Yep. Gavin Fullerton does the art, and Chris O'Halloran does the colors. And it started out as this book where this little kid he keeps seeing this like looks like an alien guy in his closet, and he gets scared of it. The second issue, him and his father are driving across country because they had moved from New York to Oregon, and the mother flew ahead to set up the house and because she got a new job. So she flew ahead, and he was driving him there. They stop at one of his friend's house along the way to spend the night there. And the little kid sees like his closet door on the ceiling, and the monster comes out of the ceiling after him. So in the third issue, they're finally getting back to the new house. And before that, the father's like, at the beginning, he's sitting there talking to this stranger. They're like smoking cigarettes together. And he's telling him the story about his kid and how like he's like afraid of this monster. He keeps talking about this monster, but he thinks it's like, since they're moving, like he never sent them to a psychiatrist because he knew they were moving. and he wouldn't have that closet anymore, so you wouldn't have to worry about the monster anymore. And he starts like telling him why he thinks he sees the monster. And I don't want to spoil it, but there's a reason why he sees this monster in his closet. And when they get to the new house, right away the parents start arguing again, and the little kid walks into his room, and the closet's there in the same way it was in his bedroom, and that's kind of like where it ends. So
It kind of reminds me of Stranger Things.
yeah, but when I was reading it, this is what I got. I think the monster is actually it's not real. It's
Right.
kind of like his. It's like a manifestation of the afraid because his parents, because the parents are always fighting and arguing, and I think that's just and like anytime his dad gets mad, because in the second book he's not with the mother, but the dad gets mad at him for something, and so that's when he sees him again.
The monster appears,
yeah. So I think and he's like a 4-year-old kid, so it isn't like he's a 12-year-old.
Oh no, those are the worst kind of horror stories when it's like the 4 or 5 or 6-year-old. It's like the guy Freddy Krueger, The Shining. Like it's always the worst when it's like the youngest little kids, right?
Yeah. So
or
I thought
King book. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, when he said it, I thought he was going to say more. I thought he was like it, and then he just mentioned.
That's it. That's the whole title. It too. I mean, but Electric Boogaloo in the Sewers edition. But like Duma Key is a book that Stephen King wrote, where like this girl and her father go to like what is it, the islands off of Florida, whatever what they're called, the
Key Islands.
Yeah. So one of them called Duma
Keys.
Key. The Florida Keys. That's the word I'm looking for. I just switched them. And so while they're down there, like the girl starts like drawing and having thoughts, and like this monster just keeps appearing, and it turns out it's her own manifestation. So yeah, that's it's a story though that I've never heard it just like because that guy. I mean, not to be too funny, but come on, if IKEA sponsored the Closet Guy, they could do monster movies in every kind of furniture they want. You know what I mean? We built this dresser today, and I see the monster every time they argue. Like me and Mookie, every time Mookie barks, all of a sudden, like a monster creeps out of his doghouse.
Now, did you name that dog Mookie before Mookie Betts became a Dodger?
Way after we became. Well, we went through a series of dogs. I had Shaq, I had Dodger, and Dodger. I had Kingsley after the Kings. And now we've got Mookie. Mookie won like the online contest of all the names. So I wanted to name him Robert Downey Jr. But because he's a rescue. But we went with Mookie. That's a good joke. I just made that up right now, guys, because he's a rescue.
And suspects you've read. I don't even remember what you read.
I didn't read Rick and Morty. But I did read the Poison Ivy, and I enjoyed this book. Because I'm writing a character with similar powers, the Poison Ivy, which DC stole the name of the character from you already, the Gardener. But that's a whole another thing. But I really haven't been reading Batman. I have been reading Batman, but I haven't been reading DC. Not DC. Detective Comics, but. This seems to take place after what was the name of the story arc? It's when Harley Quinn and Booster Gold had killed everybody.
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. I can't.
Yeah, the little retreat thing. So I don't know if it's after that this takes place or another story arc involving the Gardener. But it's if you've been reading Batman, Poison Ivy has been green like a plant type person. Yeah. But in this book now, she's currently a regular human again, like back in like the 90s, how she was. So like
but she has plants growing out of her. I did see that part.
Did you get you talking about the third one?
Yeah. Is that what issue is? 3?
Well, I read all 3.
Yeah, but I mean the newest one was issue 3.
Yeah.
So she's like shaving all the.
Yeah, it's a disease. I didn't look at it. Is it a disease she's talked about? I didn't look it up, so I don't know if that's a plant disease she has or that's a human illness she has. But she had to cut it off. So like she's exhausted, and every time she meets somebody, they say, "Oh, you look ill. Oh, you look this," and it started like she was first in the first issue. She was completely human. Then later on, you get little green little mark and little green little cuts, and
Oh,
every now and then you get little
right.
flakes. But apparently, I think it's a plant disease she has. But she's mad because she's so human now. But before, I guess she was in touch with the green. If you're familiar with the
Yeah.
DC Comics,
Yeah.
you got the green, you got the red. I want to say yellow is the other thing you can be a part of, but the green
like the
is
whole Swamp Thing kind of stuff.
yeah. The
Yeah,
green
yeah.
is nature. The
Yeah.
red is animal. So Beast Boy
Animal
has
Man,
red,
yeah.
and
Animal Man,
whatever the
is
black
red.
chick name is, yeah. So she's
Vixen.
not attached to the green. Yeah, Vixen, yeah. She's not attached to the green anymore
Mm.
because something
Oh,
happened.
so she got cut off.
Yeah, so she can like has like the kiss the death type stuff and plant real good, but she can't control plants anymore because something that happens with Harley Quinn and the gardener with her, it
She's
cut her
like
off.
inverted. It's like inverted, kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she
So
can't
now,
affect plants, but plants can affect her.
yeah, so now she's on a journey. I want to say she started in Gotham, but she's trying to travel to Seattle to get on some kind of tanker. She haven't explained what's going on with this tanker, but she's going across the United States, planting these spores in people. So the people turn some kind of fungus plant
Well, that's
type
gross.
thing, and she's trying to like stay off. Yeah, it is. If you see the
That's fucking
panels,
nasty. Sorry.
yeah, if you see the panels, it look pretty gross. It look like a blend between like Resident Evil and Stranger Things type monsters. It look pretty like fucked
Oh,
up.
oh. Did you? Hey, quick question. On the third issue, on the cover, did you ever play Magic the Gathering?
No.
That's okay. Then never mind. But if you
Yeah,
looked at the covers,
I was in Yu-Gi-Oh. I wasn't in the Magic Gathering.
No.
That was too old for me.
all right. Well, one
It's
of the
too old.
major artists. Yeah, that's too old. I get it. One of their major, Seb McKinnon, did a Magic the Gathering cover variant, I believe, for this Poison Ivy #3. So if you take a look at that online, look it up for Seb McKinnon on that. And I hear, I mean, I took a look at it. It's pretty gross. And so now I understand what the what you're saying as to like, and then like looking at this cover where this guy's classic for making gross, not like disgusting, but like really lifelike monsters. If you
Yeah.
look at the Magic the Gathering cards, they're always really well done as far as the artwork. So, anyways, I'm sorry. Back to Poison Ivy getting all grossed out.
Yeah, she's traveling around the world planting these spores. And she's doing all these things to keep she's scared the Bat family be on her trail. So I don't know if it's current to what's going on in DC or not, but I think she's not aware of what's going on with the Bat family and Batman's gone and Harley Quinn's and Justice League and stuff like that. But it's based like a
What is
slice
it?
of life.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's based like a slice of life what she's doing, like what she actually would do if she wasn't fighting Batman and Gotham. And it's pretty good because she's still killing people and doing the plant thing, but you see, like, I don't know, this was the book that DC didn't want to come out, or did it come out before? But this, to me, this is the first time that Harley Quinn and her actually kissed. I don't think they ever kissed before. They made it. I remember they complained about it like last year. So I don't know if it ever happened, but this they do it a lot. So this first
Oh, they
time you
do
see
it for
that,
sure. Oh, cool.
yeah,
They do it.
yeah,
And
you,
my friend makes these hard enamel pins, and she's got Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy kissing. Remember, Caden Phoenix came on the show, so on her website, latinasuperheroes.com or Etsy, you look her up. She's got like Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy kissing. She's got Batman and Robin kissing. She's got Wonder Woman and Catwoman kissing. She's got Wolverine and Cyclops kissing. It's a whole Pride Month thing. She got Catra and Shira kissing. She's got Elsa, but the other girl from the sequel with not her sister kissing. She's got Han Solo.
So they didn't want to do sisters. So is that what?
That's all wrong. I mean, but look at that. She's got Han Solo and Chewbacca kissing, and people think that might be like bestiality. I mean, no. Chewbacca can fly a spaceship and shoot a rifle. That's not a
Yeah,
he
But
got
so
thumbs.
she's he's got
he's got
thumbs.
opposable thumbs. He's
Just super hairy. Like that's. But so like, and now we're looking. She's got new ones coming out soon. But yeah. So the Poison Ivy actually, like we're talking about, like it's canon now, like them actually kissing. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it's canon. Like they definitely, she talks about how she felt about her, and like she's mad that she whatever she did separated her from the green, because the gardener called it the Queen Ivy. That what she was when she was able to control everything. But like I said, I wasn't reading the comics, so I don't know what happened. But apparently, she had control like a god of all the plants, and she spared Gotham and left. So I don't know what happened, but I mean, she's really upset about it. But she's trying to get that power back, I guess.
I don't. Go ahead.
No, you good?
I want to be weird about it, but I really want to know what Harley Quinn's pickup line was for Poison Ivy. You know, like on the moment of the situation, like, the green's not there for you, but me and Jokers, we got the purple over here. We can make you all like just chill. Come and join the dark side with the jokes.
Well, like I really wasn't a Poison Ivy. I mean, I knew her because the movies and TV show, but I really pick up. But it may be because they're both smart. Because in this book, she said she was
they're both like doctors.
Yeah,
well, she's Uma Thurman. Yeah, she'll always be Uma Thurman to me. I'm sorry, like Poison Ivy will always be Uma Thurman forever and ever.
I don't know the one in the
Gotham.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was just weird because I knew her as a little girl coming up in Gotham. You know what I mean? So I always looked at her as kind of like an uncle. I'm pretty smart with botany too. And I really attach myself when I watch a TV show. It's pretty disturbing.
We got a question from. He says, "What do y'all think about DC versus vampires so far? I have not read the last comic from last week, so no spoilers."
I mean, it's like deceased to me. Like,
I don't know.
I mean, it is what it is. But Marvel Zombies obviously did that sort of vibe already. But like the DC versus vampires thing, I think like they're playing around with an idea that they could easily turn into its own little TV series.
Yeah, it reminds me of a lot of, I guess, because I've been going back through and recataloging all of my books, so I'm into like 92, and that's when a lot of the Dracula stuff started coming out. So like you had, the X-Men. Well, that too. But I'm thinking that Marvel did this storyline already where Dracula like infects the X-Men. So you had like vampire X-Men.
So is that when Jubilee comes vampire?
Well, that's later, but this is kind of when
this is
all
the 90s.
started. Yeah.
Wait.
So,
I don't want to cut you off, but you read the current X-Men, right?
I think I'm.
You did
not the Reign X-Men, but the volume 1 of the current.
Where they come back from the light, come back from the dead, not that one. Right?
Yeah. So
I mean, I've read all of them.
You remember when Wolverine was fighting the vampires, right? He just stopped.
So I read the comment.
Yeah.
Wolverine was fighting vampires, and he just stopped completely. He's having a fight.
Oh, yeah, and the Wolverine like one.
Yeah, he just stopped. He just completely stopped. Like the storyline didn't even finish. It just
I think that because Victor Brandonovic or whatever was doing that, like the art for it, and then he left and went back to DC, and they just like dropped that whole storyline.
Yeah, it just disappeared. Like
yeah, it was interesting though. It was interesting though because they had him like the vampires were using him to drain their blood.
Right.
Then Omega Red came in.
Yeah, and Omega Red was a vampire, and
yeah, but he's always been weird.
But
I really want a good Omega Red story.
Yeah, Omega Red got. I mean,
if you read the last issues, Omega Red came up and showed out. Like it was.
Yeah.
I'll check it out because he's one of my favorite X-Men related villains.
Yeah, and then they had the whole X lives or X deaths of Wolverine.
X deaths of Wolverine. Yeah, they went through.
He's fighting Omega Red through time. So that was, or is that the X Lives? I don't know. At the end they come together.
Well, X Lives is when he's fighting Omega Red. X Deaths is the little robot thing.
The future Wolverine with the
the future Wolverine
with the
Which one's the Patch then?
That's Patch.
Just Patch.
Yeah, just Logan without an eye.
No, that's him
in
Madripoor.
That's him in Madripoor. That's his disguise.
Oh, okay.
Everybody knows who he is, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a good disguise. I mean, it's like Clark Kent and some glasses. I've never once been there. I've never been really impressed with when they go with eye gear as like a disguise.
His hair is different when he's.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the S curl, but they also say when he's Superman, he vibrates his body really fast, so you can't
That's
quite
he's
you can't quite make out his face. Like
So
that's a
no,
new
that's
one, but I
Flash.
like it.
That's
Yeah,
the
this is also
Flash.
Flash.
oh yeah, but that's how they explain Superman. Like that's why no one recognizes that he's Clark
So
Kent.
he's Mothman, is what you're telling me. He's basically
Yeah.
Mothman.
So
Because
how do you know it's Superman and not Bizarro?
Because Bizarro
yeah,
talks backwards,
Okay, what about
and he's got the
Cyborg
gray
Superman or
like.
the Eradicator?
yeah, blue and red Superman. How do we know it's just not steel, like with really good plastic surgery? I mean,
You
like,
don't. You guys have to trust it. You have to trust
okay,
What it'd be
I
great if
believe
they
you.
actually drew that on the panel, like we just seen a blur in his face. That'd be great.
it.
Yeah, I'm much.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be really great. And then it turns out it's the Joker because I got the variant cover of the Joker in the Superman outfit that they did, where Joker takes Metropolis or whatever. And I'm like, now that makes sense to me. Like, if it turns out that he's like the last son of Krypton.
One of the things I did see that was just announced probably in the last week or so that they're doing another Spawn Batman crossover, and that's been like from the '90s since they did that. So
I love the crossovers. I got the Superman Spider-Man crossover. This Batman
So
Spawn one's gonna be amazing.
I don't
Well,
think
I
I
like
ever
the-
read that. So were there two philosophies? How does that crossover work?
well, when they did it in the '90s, they actually had two stories. Like Image did one and DC did one. And I'm trying to remember who they fought. I don't know. It's kind of like because they're both kind of vigilant. That.
Yeah, but it's still two different. Like,
Well, yeah, because at the end, okay, if you remember the '90s when Spawn would be without his mask, he had like these shoelaces down his face.
Right. Yeah.
And that
Like
came
that was like
from when he fought Batman. When they like at the end of the book, Batman throws a batarang at him, hits him in the face, and like
oh, that's
and that's-
interesting. So there was
that's
some.
how he-
So they carried it on.
yeah, because McFarlane wrote and drew that crossover, and he made it like actually part of canon of Spawn. So I don't know if they're doing it that way this time. I just know that they announced that they're going to have another crossover.
Well, they did the amalgam back in the day with the Marvel and DC.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think with McFarlane, it's a little bit easier since his company is making the DC action figures, and so they're already kind of working together.
right,
Also,
it makes a lot
there's
more sense.
there's another Power Ranger crossover coming too.
Another
I forgot
what?
Power Ranger crossover.
Oh no!
Oh,
You
that
mean
was
besides the Power Rangers versus Godzilla?
Yeah, there's another one. I can't remember, was it Turtles or Justice League, but another one's coming out as well.
Oh,
I think
geez.
Ninja Turtles makes more sense because they have the action figures already. I also read a couple books. I wanted to comment really fast before we jump into the interview because I know
Really
we're
fast.
almost there.
Really fast.
Really,
Speed
not the
round.
Cadillacs, Vampire Games. That's it. So there's a book too. Sorry, expects. It's your birthday, man. You want me to just say that? I'm done. What is it? Night of the Cadillacs. It's about 5 vampire gangs that are after like this one girl that is like the key to everything, right? And it's kind of funny because there's like a portal to like a vampire dimension somewhere, and they drive the Cadillac through it. But there's it's like it's a little stereotyped because they're all different cultural gangs. There's the Latina gang, there's the black gang, there's the white gang that's all like creepy. But like each of them have their like vampire like sort of claws out to get this one girl who should not be walking that late at night just by herself anyway, and she has to trust this one guy. And it's interesting because it's looking like, there's going to be a many more of these books. So I just wanted to put that out there. If you're interested in vampire gangs, that are very culturally stereotypical when it comes down to it. Like I'm talking about the Asian gang has the woman with the hair rollers, just like Kung Fu Hustle. Like it's straight up like odd in that respect. I mean, and it's like the black gang does this whole dead presidents thing with the white makeup, like the movie. And then I also read Ala Brava, which is the new book from Caden Phoenix that just came out. It's available on LatinaSuperheroes.com, which is why I was in C2E2 is to help her out. But like this new book that just came out has all 5 of her characters, which have origin stories. They come together in one brand new adventure book. So instead of like the Avengers or X-Men, now you have Latina superheroes, the first ever, never before done, as far as I know, and their name is Ala Brava, which is kind of like you're all in, you're all for it, I
Yeah.
guess, and they work together and they take down. There's a villain who's killing female politicians, and they work together to take her down. And it's really interesting to see how Caden brings all the different personalities. So wanted to throw that out there before we jump into our interview. And I've got all these other news
Well,
items
we don't
that
have
we
an
can get
interview
into
tonight, so
later
we're
if you
Yeah.
want to, but I'm sure we have
what was
something
the
later.
first book? What was the first book you said with the vampires?
Cadillacs.
Oh, I'm sorry, I talked so fast. Night of the Cadillacs.
And that's like issue 1.
There's 2 issues out right now, of 1 and 2. I don't know how old they are. I think they're like on a major like Image or Dark Horse. I didn't catch it exactly. I was borrowing them from Kate, and she had them. But it was a really interesting sort of intro. In the first book, this girl's walking down the street at night, listening to music, and then she gets attacked by this Latina gang called the Click Chicas or something like that. And then there's the Asian gang that's like seriously, it's like K-Town gang. I mean, it's very stereotypical, but they're all vampires, and they all have like a weird, interesting twist about it. And it's very interesting the cards that they use. This guy comes and picks up the girl and says, I'm a vampire, and if I would have wanted to kill you, I could have, but trust me, I'm trying to get you back to your mom who died. And she's like, I wish I could see my mom again. She goes, oh yeah, your mom's alive. She's a vampire. And so in the idea of it, he takes her. Yeah, right. He takes her through a portal, which isn't like other vampire stories that I've really seen. Instead of it being like a portal to like another time or another place on Earth, it's like an alternate dimension for vampires, which seems like the last place I would want to take a human. But like that's how the story goes, and so we'll see. Like everything in the first and the second book is kind of wild because just like the Purge, different gangs appear and start attacking our hero, and I guess you'd say, and our hero, and that's like out of nowhere they go to like a gas station to try to refill. This Cadillac that this guy drives, by the way, is like apparently indestructible. He does a T-bone on some car, and it's fine.
Well, it's a vampire Cadillac. So.
Yeah, it's a vampire. It just repairs itself, But yeah, so I read those 2 books, and they're pretty interesting, as far as like the story. And I know they're hiring other writers possibly to move forward with the story. So I don't know what the necessary future is yet. But that one and Ala Brava, and then like I wrote down a bunch of stuff of like interesting news related items that are coming out. And here's what I think is fascinating. When a new thing's announced, like the Andor thing, right? The trailer. That book for the first Star Wars, #1 Star Wars, it just jumped in price, right? The value of it. So now it's like the announcements and the actual the actual like cinematic media of whatever the thing is makes obviously all the comic book prices to go up. The only exception that I saw in that idea was the new Dark Web announcement, of like the crossover of X-Men in the comic books, not in not in like Netflix or in the movies or whatever. It was. So in that respect, like the first appearance of Ben Reilly shot up, and so like what is it? You really fast. The Marvels apparently in the movie, or is it a TV series or a movie that's coming out?
It's a movie, The Marvels.
Yeah, they're gonna go to a musical planet where they all talk and rhyme. So introducing a character named Prince Yan, which should be interesting. So. I mean, but that's the theme, right? Isn't Lady Gaga now cast as Harley Quinn in Todd Phillips' Joker 2?
In the musical Joker? Yeah.
The musical Joker. So this is the Marvel's version of that,
So I'm just going back. I'm super interested. So in Knights of Cadillacs, they're looking for a writer?
Did you look it up?
No, I just found out it's Scout's Comics. I'm like,
oh, Scout, yeah.
Yeah.
Or they're looking for writers.
Yeah. Like,
yeah. I mean, reach out to them because, like, I think what they're doing is like different gangs. They're looking for different cultural writers related to it. And I'm trying to like, as far as the information that I know from Caden, there's a little stuff that I'm not supposed to talk about, but I can assume because
nobody watches this show. You can talk about it.
Oh, okay.
We get like 5 downloads a week. What are you talking about?
Well, all right. Well, I mean, I don't want to break anybody's like sort of like spoiler alert or whatever, but yeah. They're looking for like a black writer for the black gang, a Latina writer for the Latina gang, an Asian writer for the Asian gang, That way even though it's clearly culturally like biased and a little offensive, they still like are trying to find some authenticity of whoever is writing the individual books in the future.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, give them a shout out. Like they had I mean, not to be offensive, Specs, but you're black. And they have.
I'm
What?
American. I'm American.
He's American.
You might want to be aware of this. That like they could really use a writer that's black.
I think you need to check. I think you need to check the settings on your phone or something.
Uh, but so in the thing, it's really funny. They have the black gang, but instead of them just being like some really stereotyped thing, like that's the only gang that isn't stereotyped. Like the white gang all look like racist bikers. Honestly, the Latina gang are all just stereotypical Latinas with the big hair. The Asian gang has the girls with the curlers and the shoes. Like Kung Fu Hustle hitting them with the shoes. But the black gang are all in suits in white face like the dead president's characters, and they all look very, I mean, maybe they're like a Jamaican thing or something, like that meme of the guys with the coffin, and they're all dancing. You ever see that?
Oh no, that's African thing.
Yeah. So that
that's
might
African
be
thing.
the.
I don't know
some
what
voodoo
country
stuff,
it is, but that's African.
Some voodoo.
Yeah, like James Bond. We're coming full circle. So in the James Bond, there's the there's the guy in New Orleans
Yeah,
that
the
has
voodoo
like
guy,
the
Baron.
white
Yeah.
paint over his face, and he wears like a suit. The voodoo, right. And so like yeah, I'm sure if you reached out, I don't know what might happen, but they're definitely looking for. I mean, call that what you will with diversity hiring or whatever. But this specific group of people are looking for specific cultures to write specific storylines based on these initial books. And I don't know. I really like the place they're going because it's still vampires. Like forget all the racial stuff. But at the vampire core element, there's things that are like clearly like unique. Like the whole alternate universe thing. And like the way that they're looking for this girl related to her mom, and for some reason she's the only human in vampire world. She's gonna be safe. So maybe it'll be like Brad Pitt in Cool World. Who knows? You remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, Specs, you ever see Cool World?
Cool World sounds
It's
familiar.
Brad Pitt gets taken to this like animated world.
Yeah, it has
Comic
to
book
be.
world.
If I seen
Yeah.
it, I've seen it one time. If that.
It's like a late 80s, early 90s movie. Early 90s it must have been.
Don't watch it on a Blu-ray high-def television because like there's a point where he's walking through like a soundstage and it's clear that he's walking through cardboard cutouts. So like the original,
If you can find it on VHS.
Yeah, where it's all flat and compressed and not like. Yeah, like you got to play with the static a little bit
Or
when you watch that movie.
Even better if you find a Betamax.
Wow, we're going. I don't know if they made that movie when Betamax happened. By the way,
I don't know. I used to have a Betamax, so that's all I know.
So Ben Reilly appears and he's fighting. So it's the War of the Clones. So the Dark Web has Madeline Pryor team up with Ben Reilly against Spider-Man and Jean Grey. So it's the X-Men versus the Spider-Verse.
So I remember I talked about this when we first started our show about this Madeline Pryor and this clone of Mary Jane going to the thing.
Jean Grey. It's Jean Grey.
So
Madeline Pryor's a clone of Jean Grey.
No.
But there is a clone of Mary Jane.
No, a clone of Mary Jane and Madeline Pryor teamed up.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you now. Okay.
And they planned to invade the Hellfire Gala, which I haven't read yet, so I don't know if it happened yet or not.
Well, in the first issue, Mary Jane does go, but it's what's her name? The one that used to be a human, then she was a mutant. Now she's a human again.
Yeah, the one that messed
Moira McTaggart.
Oh, Moira Taggart. Yeah.
So
Siren.
No, Moira McTaggart is not Siren.
Moira McTaggart is a new mutant.
It's Banshee's daughter. It's Banshee's daughter, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's not Moira McTaggart. Moira was Banshee's girlfriend.
They made
and they made Siren. My bad. I'm mixing. No, sorry. Give me a break.
No, that's not Siren's mother.
No, they didn't.
all right. Like, we'll edit this in post.
So her mind is in that clone of Mary Jane, and she goes to the gala, and Spidey sees her, but she doesn't know that he's Peter Parker because
Moira Taggart.
Moira doesn't know that he's Peter Parker.
Right.
but Mary Jane should know that he's Peter Parker. So he's trying to talk to her, and Moira's like just blowing him off.
Oh, that sucks. After all
So
the things that she put Peter Parker through.
So then Wolverine knows it's not who it is, you know.
So
he's
wait,
like,
time out. So this is bad editor, bad writing because she died like 52 times, right? So she should know that Peter Parker's Spider-Man by now, right?
But yeah, absolutely.
You would think, but she doesn't.
That's bad writing.
Well, maybe it's because
the editor missed the beat somewhere.
Or maybe because during that one storyline, Spider-Man, they made everybody forget Spider-Man was Peter Parker.
But one of the timelines, he tried to join the X-Men because he thought he was a mutant.
Yeah, but depends on where that is in the timeline, because if it's one where they erased everybody's memory, then Moira wouldn't remember that he's Peter. So when she goes into her next life, she wouldn't remember that Peter's Spider-Man.
I'm gonna make one other point. You guys are making it way. Yeah. Let's keep it simple. All right, this is how it is. Cerebro and the X-Men library has all the listing of all the mutants and everybody and all this timelines and everything. And you think all of those people that go to that academy are going to sit there and take the time to figure out when Peter Parker hung out with them at one time and when Spider-Man hung out with them? Moira knows.
Wait, that doesn't matter either, because if one of the timelines, if he get married to Mary Jane and they have a kid, his daughter's a mutant.
Yeah, but Moira Taggart never met Peter Parker, maybe. She just met Spider-Man. That's like the idea.
But she went to the academy, though.
So you know everybody from every high school year, of the high school you went to. I mean...
What from
like I don't know who graduated last year from my high school.
You're slipping there.
I got work to do. I'm guarantee you Wolverine doesn't know any of the new X-Men. The Young Mutants are just like, hey, what's up? And Storm's like, I got shit to do. I mean,
that's kind of how he is. He's like, I don't know who this kid is. Like,
yeah, X-Force,
I'm just saying, like,
Excalibur. Yeah. How many X's are there? They can't keep track of all of them. So, sorry, Specs, you were saying.
Well, because all the X's live in Texas, I guess. That's right.
Yeah, big X.
yeah. That's right. X-Men forever. So the other one I wanted to talk about was the next one. So Jared Leto and Jamie Lee Curtis just signed on to do a Haunted Mansion adaptation for Disney, a new Disney movie, and so there's a new. They already but this is they're like forgetting Eddie Murphy. And
so is it going to be serious, or is it going to be another?
Oh, it's going to be scary. Like they have,
But you said for Disney, so I got like kind of worried.
Well, it's supposed to be scary. If Jared Leto's involved, it's going to at least either be really bad or really scary. So, or both, yeah, or both,
or more.
Yeah, or more. Like for me, what was it? What was the drug movie he did? Requiem for a Dream. That was scary. It's like a very scary Jared Leto movie to me, But then like Morbius is just really bad and scary for different reasons. Like as somebody that like wants to see more Spider-Man movies, they can't put out shit. They have to like keep an awareness from what happened back, in the 90s and stuff.
Oh, they canceled Metal Web too.
Oh god, I don't even want to think of that movie. Can we move that to DC so they can cancel it?
Yeah, they canceled it already. They shelved it.
What?
All
Madam
right.
Web? No, I just heard something this week about it. I just heard something this week about it.
But they canceled Batgirl, that's for sure.
Oh yeah. Well, DC.
I wonder, did they really cancel it, or they're gonna sell it off because the movie's done?
Yeah, but
what they're doing is called good.
In the movie business, if they never release the movie, they get to write that off in taxes.
But it's more than. But they're doing that to so many other things, though.
Doesn't matter. They don't lose any money off of it. They get all their money back that they paid out for that movie.
It's a big write-off.
So
it's a big FU to the whole movie.
So I'm an actor. I was in the movie.
But you got paid.
You got paid.
But what my royalties from you
don't get any.
HBO Max for me, and I was gonna get paid. But now
zero. You got paid. Because the company will say, "Well, we're not making any money off of it either." So
did I get to put on my IMBD?
Oh yeah, because it'll be listed as pre-production or post-production. It's there. Yeah. As long as the work is done on it. Yeah.
So it's gonna be like the Marlon Wayans thing and how he was robbing in Batman, but It never happened.
Or like the
Well, that's the
Fantastic
editing room
Four,
floor.
the
Well, that's the
Fantastic
editing room
Four,
floor.
the Fantastic Four movie in the '90s that never came out. It was completely made. I mean, you can find bootleg copies of it, but it was never released.
Right. Yeah. Well,
And
there's a Pierce
actually,
Brosnan video game with James Bond that got released, but the movie never got released.
yeah,
You know, and there's a Goonies 2 that
We
never
talking
got
about
released, but the video
World's
game
Not
got
Enough?
released. No, they made that. The World's Not Enough is a movie,
Nightfire.
but there's
Yeah. There's
Nightfire.
a video game.
Nightfire.
I don't.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't remember the title, but I remember it had what's her face
Pierce
in it. It had
Brosnan, yeah.
yeah, it had Pierce Brosnan. It had what's her face, the girl that was married to Charlie Sheen. She was in one of the other, but yeah. So they made a video game, but they never released the movie. Maybe you're right.
Like I said, I was a Pierce Brosnan fan, and I played the game, so that made sense. I always wondered where that game came from.
Yeah, Nightfire.
Yeah.
I have that one. From my
Okay, yeah. So it was probably that was what it was. Yeah, that makes sense because it had the girl, the winter, whatever what was her name? Jeez, I can see her face. But yeah, that was the movie that didn't happen. Or the Goonies 2. If you're before Specs' time, there was a Goonies 2 on Nintendo that came out, but the movie never came out. So all those Goonies fans out there.
So you still
So
get
yeah,
paid
they never.
for that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Batgirl. They all got paid.
They all got paid.
So that's my actor credit for that film, even though nobody's seen it.
Yep. It's never been released, but you'll still get credit for being in it.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
So it's like the Wu-Tang album. You know how that guy bought the Wu-Tang album, but nobody hits.
Yeah.
It's a Wu-Tang impression.
That's the worst way to get frozen.
Such a horrible frozen. I don't even say what I'm thinking. He looks asleep. Did we just bore Specs to death?
Yeah.
Or he's about to spit on us. I don't know how this freeze is not your best moment, Specs.
Yeah, that's not true. Are we gonna get the
so? What did y'all hear?
Wu-Tang. You said Wu-Tang. You said it's like the Wu-Tang album, and then ODB.
Now he froze again.
Oh no, but this is a better one. He froze in a better freeze.
Yeah, at least he's
Did he blink? Did he blink? Maybe he's messing with us. Okay.
He blinked away. So
this would be him. Sorry, I can't keep that up. But yeah, I wanted to talk about Sandman. If any of you guys have seen it.
Oh yes. Have you got to watch any of that?
I saw the trailer, and I'm a big Neil Gaiman fan, and I follow him on Twitter, so I'm really trying to binge it.
I don't know who that Neil Gaiman guy is, but Neil Gaiman's pretty good.
I always say Gaiman. I was wrong.
See, that's why I hate using my phone. My phone gets so hot that it messes up. So I use the computer.
You're preaching to the choir here, man.
Hey, phone gets so hot,
it gets so hot because it's looking at you the whole time. Because your phone's looking at you. It gets so hot from looking at you for the last hour and a half.
JW is giving you the best of the love, Specs. It's all because of how hot you are. Did he freeze again? Oh no, he blinked.
Yeah. No, I saw him blink.
Well, I did freeze, but I didn't catch it. I can tell my John, his internet is worse than mine, so I can tell if he speeds up, I know I'm frozen.
If he speeds up, because it can only handle one of you at a time.
We're howling around here, man. It's only gonna be one.
Yeah, right. It only can be one, JW. You have to hit the button. That's the dispatcher, man. You can
I gotta
coordinate.
switch back and forth. That's why I need a producer so I can just switch back and forth.
Back to Phil now. How's he been doing?
I don't know. I haven't heard from Phil.
Oh man.
I think he's been reading the messages, but maybe he's on medication. That's the last thing I heard from him.
Yeah, that was last week. That's why he couldn't come on, because he had changed medications, and maybe he's just. I know his new project business thing is starting. Maybe he's been busy with that. I don't know, but hopefully we'll get him back. So, but you were saying about Sandman.
Sandman. Specs. Did you see Sandman?
I want to watch that, but
Is it Gaiman or Gaiman? Gaiman or Gaiman?
Gaiman, Neil Gaiman.
So I've been trying to figure out like about this universe and what's going on with it. So my research told me only the 80s stuff is good. Anything past the 80s stuff sucks.
Because Neil Gaiman doesn't write the stuff past the 80s.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say.
But this show
is it like a shared universe? Is like a Sandman universe, and they pull out like different stories inside the universe? Or
yeah, because Constantine's part of the Sandman universe. That's where he started. Like, I guess you could say that.
Theoretically,
Swamp
Lucifer
Thing.
Or something.
Yeah, Lucifer is part of Swamp Thing's
what
part
about
of that.
What about that one guy? He transforms to that demon guy. He's orange with horns, and he wears a red and blue costume.
Wait.
The guy who
I know
talks
you're talking about.
in rhymes. The demon.
Yeah,
he was just in one of them anime universes.
Yeah, he's
like a lawyer or something.
Any of the magic kind of stuff is kind of part of.
Yeah, so this
the DC part of it is there, but the original stuff that Neil Gaiman wrote is in Vertigo, and it's its own thing. The only thing that crossed over was John Constantine.
Well, what I will say is, from what I'm sure about that, is that the TV show. Sorry to cut you off, Debbie, but the TV show is supposed to be refreshing. So when you when you read the comics, it was original. So everybody who's read the comics, who appreciates the comics, will get things from the show. Mm-hmm. But people who haven't read the comics, is what Neil Gaiman was saying, don't need to read the comics.
Yeah, because it actually, from what I've noticed, because I've read Sandman forever, it almost seems like one episode is one issue in the original run.
Right.
So, I mean, if you read the books, you're going to get what's going on, and you're going to be glad because, hey, this is what I remember. But if you've never read them, it isn't like you're coming in not knowing this stuff because you don't. It starts at the beginning. It's the best way.
Right.
So you're not going to need. Now you're moving.
Yeah, but it's better. It's better than it's better than the way they did like the Dark Tower. Like as far as like the way it's what I'm told.
Well,
like this series.
Anything can be better than the Dark Tower.
I wish they did it right. I'm so pissed.
So do I. I'm a huge Dark Tower fan. Like
they messed that up so bad.
No, the Dark Tower. Stephen King, the Dark Tower.
Yeah,
like, it's where all of his books are based around the Dark Tower.
It's supposed to be amazing, and they messed it up. So I bet you Neil Gaiman had the same attitude about Sandman because this is his baby.
Yeah, well, that's why he's been involved with everything. Like, I don't know on Audible they have the the drama thing, and that's actually like anybody who's anybody in England actors are in it. So you have James McAvoy's in it. I don't even remember them all.
Yeah, but, all the Doctor Who's, everybody but Patrick Stewart, and so it'll be just like Harry Potter.
Yeah, exactly. It's all the Harry Potter people, all the Doctor Who people, all the
but no Patrick
Game of Thrones people, but no Patrick Stewart.
Right, yeah, he's in space.
Yeah,
or in a chair. Did you see the meme of him in the chair in like the deleted scene?
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that.
But so he produced him and so he's like Sandman. Very hands-on with Sandman stuff. Like that's his. He doesn't like let other people take their like. He's very hands-on with all of that.
So he's reversed George Lucas.
What?
Say it again.
He's reversed George Lucas, huh?
Yeah. Yes. Well, if you ever really look, like, because I've been watching that Icons thing on whatever network it's on, I don't know. But they've been going through all the Star Wars movies and how like
Disney Plus does that. Yeah,
but this is on something else. It's called Icons Unearthed, and they do like one Star Wars movie per week every Tuesday. Like last night they just did The Phantom Menace, and they're doing them like in order that they came out. And the first three movies, the first one George Lucas directed. The second one, Empire Strikes Back, he didn't want to direct it anymore. Like, because he was starting Lucasfilms and he wanted to control more of the movie, like the business side of the movies. Yeah. So he hired a director But then the third one, he hired a director on Return of the Jedi, and the director was terrible. Like, so he literally had to come back and not direct it, but direct it. So he actually was very hands-on. He was very
the
hands-on.
Ewoks were his idea?
What?
The Ewoks were his idea.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
The original script back in the day had the Kashyyyk. And but it became like that was going to be too expensive.
The Ewoks, Return of the Jedi, when I was a kid, that scared the hell out of me. Because I just imagined like a platoon full of midgets. You know, you'd never see them coming, just the grass moving.
If you watch that, the guys who designed them, like the suits and stuff, they show all the different aliens and stuff that they tried to when they were designing it. But then George was like, well, they're supposed to be this and that, and they're cannibals. So they were trying to make them like really scary looking, but eventually they came up with this like
adorable cannibal.
Teddy bears to eat people. It was like,
hey, you know the Sand People?
Yeah.
Jawas.
The Jawas are the.
No, not the salt sand. No, the little ones with
the Jawas. Yeah.
Right, in the giant ship that comes and gets. Can you say the word tahini? Say tahini.
Tahini.
Yeah, that's the word tahini.
Yeah.
I think it was. I met the guy who plays those guys, and I was like, "Is it tahini? Were you just trying to order some Mediterranean food in the desert, and it couldn't quite?" It's like tahini.
But I guess being in the 501st and having friends that are Jawas, I learned that word a long time ago.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, I haven't been for a while, but yeah, I've.
You talked about last show, didn't you?
Yeah, I probably talk about it every show.
It's important. He knows Jawas. I mean, come on.
Yeah. I knew David Prowse, and they're all dead now.
Oh yeah.
Jeremy Bullock, and
nice. Well, they're at all the conventions.
Well, not now. They're all dead. So.
Well, no, but the one guy that does the tahini thing, he's at the convention. The guy from that suit, and you have all these like robot R2D2s now, which is awesome.
I have a friend who has I have two friends that have R2D2s. So. But anywho.
Do they deliver for Amazon?
No, not yet. Actually, Eric, who was on the show last week, you weren't here, which is me and Specs. Eric Berry, he has an R2.
Are you making me feel bad, JW, that I wasn't there? I'm sure you guys crushed it.
Yeah, that's why we talked about it, because Eric is one of my 501st friends.
So, cool. Is the R2D2, is it as advanced as that Optimus Prime?
Oh, they're remote control, and they do like everything. R2
the Optimus Prime is pretty dope. Like I done seen videos like he does push-ups and all kind of stuff.
But some people were saying it's not because the knees don't quite work in that. Yeah.
I mean, it depends on what you got already built into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But their R2s will do everything. Like everything.
Since we're on Star Wars, did you guys see the Andor trailer?
I saw the Andor trailer.
Which one?
The
one with Forrest Whitaker.
No. I didn't see that one.
Okay, yeah, it's coming out September 21st on Disney Plus.
Oh, that's
it messed me up because it says Andor. I thought
Andor.
It was Andor movie. I thought it was about the Jawas.
Not Andor.
Ewoks. And I was like,
not
Ewok movie. Yeah.
But that's another misconception. Where the Ewoks are, that is not Endor.
That's a moon.
It's the moon of Endor. Endor is the planet.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So.
And Andor is from Star Trek. They're the Andorians. They're blue, and they have little, things.
And they're blind, obviously.
You mean
in the new one? Yeah, in Strange New Worlds, they're blind.
Yeah, he's blind, but he can still see.
He can feel things. He's a feeler. He's felt so much. He's a dick.
Yeah.
He's Daredevil. He's Matt Murdock.
Yeah. Well, he's a blue Matt Murdock.
We're just going around because that was the big thing this week. They released that picture from She-Hulk where he's in the yellow suit.
Yep.
Isn't it weird how he's in the yellow suit on She-Hulk, but in his other suit in his own TV show?
Well, we'll see why he's in the yellow suit.
We'll see why She-Hulk's a lawyer. Let's start with that.
She always was a lawyer.
I know, but now we get to get the backstory. Like, I really love how they crossed
She went to college. She became a lawyer.
She was a lawyer before she became She-Hulk.
No, she had a choice. She could have been a Hulk the whole time. I'm trying to say this: an Avenger or a lawyer. You pick your battles.
No.
Avenger, lawyer, Avenger, lawyer.
Obviously, you make more money being a
blood
lawyer.
transfusion.
Obviously, you're going to make more
Well,
money
yeah,
as a
I know.
lawyer than
She was a lawyer first,
especially with Tony being dead. So there goes the guy who's paying for the Avengers.
and his lawyer now. So they
Yeah.
don't need he doesn't need they don't need a lawyer. They don't need whatever Bruce Banner is, a professor.
Do y'all think Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. will come back for Black Panther?
Oh well, he's going to come back as Iron Man. No, he's got to come back because he has nothing else.
He has to be AI for Ironheart.
No, he's coming back. He's doing flashbacks.
Don't have it be, what's his name?
I'm telling you, this is all he's got. This is his whole career.
He doesn't. But he made enough money that he didn't need to come back. That's just
Doolittle bombed so hard. He begged Kevin Feige to come back. I'm telling you, he's like, I'll play Thatcher. Put me in a wig. I'll play Thatcher.
He ain't coming back, man. He ain't coming back. Oh, but there was something else I seen this week.
Oh, I did want to say really fast about the Andor thing. This one, Disney Plus, they're going to use real nature. So like the way that you've seen a lot of the Star Wars things have like the fake back thing.
Oh yeah, they were going back to more physical stuff.
Yeah,
whatever.
More authentic physical. So you can still see like the spaceships, but they're actually filming them in nature. You know, and it'll because that's what I really loved about the Return of the Jedi stuff. And you know, that the whole stuff where they're racing through the woods. You know,
it's all just models.
Yeah. But now we can work with more. I'm sorry, I cut you off. What was the other thing you saw? Okay, cool. We're gonna talk about Spider-Punk. Because that's how that's how I would assume transition. If I was a punk.
Another thing, when did Spider-Punk become black?
He always was.
I thought he was always black.
Like back in the day? Like he was back in the day?
Well,
2015 was
back
when
in the
Spider-Punk
day,
was
2015.
Like that was
the Spider-Verse.
It's almost 10 years ago. It's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah, but he was black. He always was black.
I never knew that.
Yeah. And now they have these toys. They have these toys at C2E2 where it was like it was a guitar that shot webs out of the end of the neck when you played. And I was like, they're marketing it to the kids, and like every time you hit a chord, there's like a sound and like a little thing for the Spider-Punk.
Is the guitar webs or a guitar string?
Well, it's red and blue. No, it's a toy. It's very, very toy. You know what I mean? But you just like a Guitar Hero kind of guitar. You know, here this is and so as you play it, webs shoot out the top of it. You know, and then it makes little like silly string, and it makes noises and stuff. So and then, I think it's a super soaker. It's just in the shape of
it's just like the spider.
No, I'm saying, is his strings on his guitar? Is it webs?
Oh, it's webs. They're webs. Yeah, they're webs on the guitar. It looks like webs.
Because that means he can play forever. Because in every pop, he can just shoot no one out and keep playing.
Yeah, but they disintegrate after so long.
Spider-Punk was always the best part for me in like the Spider-Man video game that I usually have on. Because then like his special power is just like, you know, his amp exploding basically in the game. You know, and it's I guess he's getting his own series now. The Spider-Punk is getting his own.
It's like issue 3 right now, I believe, 3 or 4.
It was in the list for this past week.
I'm asking to see if we can do it for the next week because I'm in this whole.
We did issue 1, didn't we?
No, we never did the Spider-Punk.
We never did Spider-Punk.
But I can.
Oh, it's my pull list. So I thought we did it, but
yeah.
Yeah. But I'd love to read that series because I know that he's going to be in the Spider-Verse or into the
new issue. The first issue of Edge of the Spider-Verse came out this past week too.
Well, also Spider-Man 2099, the original guy, he's back during Exodus.
Yeah, because I put the first issue was one of our books we were supposed to read the one week, but that was one of the weeks where we like messed up and didn't talk about books we were supposed to talk about.
Yeah, we didn't have a format yet.
No, but the 2099, I have like the very first one and a variant foil cover, and it's not a contest, and the one of them is autographed by the artist. I don't have any of my
Rick Lenardi.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't have any of these authenticated, unfortunately, because I was just a dumb little kid when I got all these autographs. So I mean, I got to find somebody to certify my
send them to
autograph.
through whatever that CGC.
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 Yeah,
I'm
speaking
afraid
of,
to send any of those comics out in the mail. Like I'll never get them back. Is what I'm afraid of.
Well, you
So.
take them to a show and you can give them to them right there.
and
All right. Well, I'm going to be in
speaking
Emerald
of being a
City
dumb little
next
kid,
week.
speaking of being a dumb little kid, when I was a kid, I had got these Spider-Man toys that had the issue ones of the Ultimate Spider-Man in it. I had like 2 or 3 of them.
Oh
And
yeah.
they were like rolled up, and I read the book. And I'm like, this story is crap. And it's like, I don't know this Peter Parker. Like, this story is crap.
No. Now it's worth it.
20 years later, it worth like how many hundreds? I'm like, oh my god, I had them issues. I thought the story was crap. I never cared about them.
The original Spider-Man Sandman number 8 that I was telling you about. If you have the Sandman series, Sandman number 8 is worth minimum $1,000 right now because of
The show,
because of the TV series. So yeah, I mean that stuff it's weird when you get it because my first comic book, honestly, I've never told this story on this show, so I guess it's safe to say it. Was I was thinking I was like a cool kid amongst nerds, and like we were playing D&D all the time, and they didn't like me playing because I could only create characters and roll nat 20s. Like I didn't know how to actually do anything other than that. So they were like, you can be here, but you're not really welcome. And then one day we go to the 7-Eleven, and I knock over the comic book stand, and it was a total accident. But I stepped on Wolverine number 2. And it was like it kind of ripped, and they go, I'm not gonna do the accent, it's racist now. You got to buy the book, and I did.
Buy the book.
Yes. So I'm not in I'm in LA again, so I can't.
I'm in Redneck, Pennsylvania. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, you got it, man. Feel free. I mean, it's part of the scene. But like as far as like that book, I didn't realize it was worth anything. And then years later, I got Wolverine number 1 for like $35, $40, and like people were like, dude, you have no idea what you got. And so I would put
which number 1?
The one with the number 1 where it's like his face
1 of
and the
4,
claw.
like the miniseries.
Yeah. The very first one or whatever. But like I didn't know until later that it would be anything, And so I started collecting that on my accidentally stepping on my first comic. Sorry, Wolverine. Sorry. Yeah, and so Spider-Punk could do that. What do you guys think of Stinger costume for Quantumania and maybe Kang and MODOK coming into the new Ant-Man universe?
I didn't see the Stinger. I saw the MODOK.
Well, I'm glad she's Stinger and not Stature.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. So in the poster, like if you look at the poster, it's the Stinger costume that Cassie is wearing. So and I agree. Like the colors are better, the look is cleaner. I like it better than Stature as well. Plus the storyline is different.
Yeah, because if you notice, like you haven't been here, so I think me and Specs might have just touched on a little bit last week of like all the MCU stuff that they announced at San Diego Comic-Con. And you notice there was no Young Avengers on there anywhere.
All right, I'm back. I'm back current now. I was lagging for a minute.
Well, we were just talking about Quantumania. We're
Quantumania.
Quantumania.
Yeah, I was saying that. I'm glad.
Welcome back, Jack. We're talking about Quantumania.
We're talking about Ganja Mania.
Ganja Mania. Yeah. As long as it's not Ouija Mania, I'm cool. I don't like Ouija anything. No Ouija Mania. I don't want to go to Ouija convention.
So you still it's Stinger and not Stature.
Yes. I see you, man. I'm also glad it is Stinger and not Stature. And like I was thinking about who would play Kang and MODOK. So they showed us Kang. We know who that is.
MODOK is like
I thought it was Oswald.
Well, that was the cartoon, like sort of robot chicken thing. But like for the movie, I'm thinking Jim Carrey. You think it's canon now?
Well, it's not gonna be Jim Carrey because he said Sonic 2 was his last movie. He's not.
If he gets a good script.
Yeah, if he gets a good script. I mean, like the MCU, they're the ones that bring people back. Like Chris Evans was gonna quit.
He did quit. He even said that he's done with Captain America in an interview.
No, he didn't quit. He said he wants to direct, and once they gave him a director role.
That is not what he said in this interview like 2 weeks ago.
They lie all the time.
Yeah, they never gave Tom Holland the right script for a reason.
Like they're saying the Breaking Bad guys went there for Professor X, and he definitely went there for freaking Dr. Doom. Like, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, here, Specs, fun joke. When I saw Frankie Muniz in the middle of the autograph booth at C2E2.
Beside The Undertaker?
Next. Oh, yeah, so you weren't here for this part of it, but somebody said over the announcement in the in the Chicago C2E2 going, "Who's here to see the Undertaker?" And in any other situation, that would be the worst thing anybody would want to hear, right? Like, except for in this moment where people are like, I love it. I brought my own belt to get autographed. But like, otherwise, I'm like, I'm good. All the old people that brought their kids are like, the Undertaker? Was that God? Who's here to see him? What? Wow. I went up to Malcolm in the middle, and
In the
I
middle of the
said,
convention.
in the middle of all the other. So Rosario Dawson was there. It was $180 for her autograph. Billy D. Williams was there. It was $280 for his autograph.
Now, how much for a picture?
$50.
So it's cheaper
but, like,
for a picture than an autograph.
correct. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
always cheaper
because who's going to sell a picture of you with a celebrity? But
Yeah, I got a picture of Mick Foley.
But I've been in situations that, like, I met Jason
Probably,
Frank, right?
probably,
his pictures cost more than his autographs.
But that was a photo op. This is, you're paying them that much to just get a selfie with them at the table.
Yeah, it's not the same. Yeah, so you can't sell that photo, but you can sell the, you can sell the autograph.
Whatever.
Make an NFT.
Yeah. Frankie Muniz is charging $88 if you want it. And I went up to him. I swear, I was like, yo, Frankie, I'm sorry to say this, but I honestly, the entire time, was hoping at some point you and your brothers and your mom would show up in a meth house with like Walter White walking in, and you guys would all be together, one more time during Breaking Bad. Can you see that? Just me, Walter White trying to teach a cracked out Malcolm how to get his shit together. The mom's like, what is happening in my life, my family? Stop it with the blue. The youngest one could be like, yeah, Breaking Bad in the middle. I'd love to see Aaron Paul call Malcolm a bitch.
That's his second family.
Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry if you're watching, Frankie. But,
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I'm gonna send this to him. I'm gonna saw you at C2E2. I was the only one that said hi. And
the only one that said hi. I'm the only one who remembers who you were.
You know what's bad? They had Malcolm in the middle. Then they made the middle after, and it's kind of a better show.
It's a better show. But Walter White became Walter White because of Malcolm in the Middle. Like, we saw him in his underwear first, with 3 little kids and a weird wife and a Karen.
No, you seen it in Power Rangers.
Oh, that's true.
Full circle.
Yeah, you love the Power Rangers, man. I really want to see the Ultron you painted.
Speaking of, you keep talking about. See, speaking of, y'all haven't seen this.
You have it?
Oh no. What are we gonna see in the last minutes of the show?
See this.
Pull it back.
Pull back.
Oh, the real deal.
Let's give you the full screen so we can.
Pull it. Yeah, there you go.
If I can figure out how to do it.
And it's autographed.
Oh,
yeah, nice.
So that's my character.
Really nice.
With Jason Frank and with White Dragon and his Green Ranger. But then
good work.
It's all
yeah. So you did what I couldn't do.
101 right here.
One of one. There we go.
Yeah, that's the best.
And he bought 3 books.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you gave him money and then he gave you money back.
And not the same amount, but
I mean, that's bartering for autograph right there.
See, one of the things I learned as being an artist and going to cons, and especially when I was there all week, I would, whatever celebrities are there that I wanted to get the autograph of, I would draw stuff of them.
Oh,
and then
smart.
On Sunday morning or whatever, when it's not busy, I'd take it over and meet them and say, "Well, here, I drew this," and they'd be like, this is really cool. You want an autograph?" And they would sign something and give it to me.
Well, that explains why Billy D. Williams didn't want to autograph what I gave him. I gave him a picture of Donald Glover.
A bottle of Cool.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, this is America," and he didn't run with it. I wanted to say I'm going to be in Emerald City in Seattle coming up. So if there's anything that you guys know about going on there that you want me to whether it's the fans or JW, Specs, or Phil, please send me some info, because you guys know a bit more about some of the minutia of comic books, so the artists, the writers, than I do. And if you know of any of those people that are going to be in Emerald City, I'll try to make a point of getting little 3-minute interviews for the show if possible.
A friend of mine, well, guess an acquaintance, I don't know, we talk, but Sora like, I can't remember her last name. But she's from the
So
Pittsburgh area. No, Sora
okay.
sings or song. Anyways, she's probably going to be there because she's always at those things. And
Well, if you're a fan listening in Seattle, come find me. I'm gonna probably be in Artist Alley with Ala Brava and Caden Phoenix.
yeah, I have to yell at Katrina because when she told me secretly that she was going to C2E2, I told her to look for you and she didn't. She's like, "Do I know them?" I'm like,
Yeah, speaking
John's
about
on the other show, and
speaking about you was drawn for somebody who be at a con.
Yeah.
I was getting something made for Scott Hall. You know.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
He passed away. I was like, crap. I was like, well, if Scott Hall is gone, you know, I know it might be insensitive, but I can probably get, you know, Kevin Nash to sign it. Then he flakes out on the show. I was like,
oh no.
I almost got my ass kicked, by the way. I was going to mention this. I almost got my ass kicked to C2E2 because a guy just like Scott Steiner walked by and I called him Goldberg.
man.
Oh, was it Scott Steiner though? Because Scott Steiner was there.
Yeah, it was Scott Steiner. I was like, yo, Goldberg. And he was so pissed. And I'm like, I'm behind this 6-foot table. Don't get near me. Ala Brava, save me. You know. Yeah, exactly. With his chainmail. Like, he had the chainmail on. He laughed so hard he was pissed.
No, it'd been funny. You would call him Saturn. Perry Saturn.
Oh, no. That would have been great. Yo, Kazuno, what's up, man? Like, you really let yourself go. What happened?
Oh,
yeah, that would be hilarious. Well, yeah, I only had the mind management thing and Paper Girls else to talk about.
You should have asked him to do a math problem for you.
Oh, my God. No. Because he can?
You know, that's like his most famous thing about the 141 3/4%.
Yeah, he always counted.
Yeah.
So they had like a math section of the WWE that I'm unaware of. Did they cross over Sesame Street?
His little thing when he talked in the middle of the ring, he would say a whole bunch of numbers.
Well, there was this thing on TNA when he's like, usually, you know, I think it was Samoa Joe, you would only have a 50% chance to beat me, but. You know, then he's like, but really, you only have a third of a chance to beat me.
So he messed up the
Kurt Angle. Then you add Kurt Angle to the match, and now you only have a 33 3/4% chance, and you add that to my 50% chance, and now you have an 88% chance.
My God, this sounds like Trump talking about vote counts in different states. Jesus, that's the worst. You had an 80% chance of winning over 100% of the vote in this 2,000% town. What are you talking? You know, if only I had 11,901 more matches, Vince McMahon would make me the king of the world.
Vince McMahon is no longer the king of the world, so there's another good story on.
There's another great. See, billionaires getting, you know, being put down to size is a great story. You know what I mean? Pay your taxes.
Because in the last few weeks, WWE has gotten better. Like, at least I think. Like, I haven't watched it because I got sick of the crap.
Well, Triple H said he's going to turn it back to WWF.
Yeah, well, he can't change the name back.
Thank you. Because I want to see some pandas. I want to see some pandas fighting. Don't you want to see some pandas fighing?
Yeah. Yeah, he can't change
the only one
the
wants
name
WWF to be what I think it is.
Yeah, I know.
The World Wildlife Foundation.
I always love when that came up about them changing their name because WWF sued them. Because, you know, when I'm watching wrestling, right. I automatically think that it must be the Panda Corporation that's putting on these wrestling.
Yeah, me too. I was like, what?
I never once in my life.
I thought it was really smart marketing.
Yeah.
What was it really? Because they got sued? Because I thought it was because of the pay-per-view thing. He branched out on
WWF, the World Wildlife Foundation sued them, and instead of like him paying them money, he changed the name to WWE.
It's so funny you say that because this guy Mark Zuckerberg, I heard, did something like that recently.
With Meta.
Yeah, that's right. You know, this sounds like a meta conversation. And
just like that, our show gets shut off. Like,
yeah, right, and that's it. But I hope like if that's what happens, if that's what happens, I want a different Morpheus to appear, and we all come back full circle. I'm sorry. If like the billionaires are literally that in tune with us, we would know right now. Like, there would be like a meta ad that would just cut into the show like right now, if it was that like on point.
Yeah. But
What are you guys looking forward to next week? Anything next week that we should look forward to in the last 6 seconds?
Well, who cares? We can go over a few minutes. I don't know if there's anything. Oh, today on Disney Plus, I Am Groot dropped. So you have I Am Groot to watch. I didn't even know it was coming out today. So we have I Am Groot, and then I think
baby Rocket, right? Baby Rocket.
I don't know. I know it's Baby Groot. Well, it's adolescent Groot. So.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm crossing these. There's a new story about a baby Rocket being in the new Guardians. So I think you guys probably.
Oh no, that's the origin story.
Oh, okay. So that's coming on Disney.
No. Guardians 3 is Rocket's origin story.
Well, it's one of the things they'll show is, but there was something else. I think next week is She-Hulk, but I don't think it comes out till Thursday, so it'll be. But there's something else on the 17th that's coming, and I don't know.
Well, I know Lightyear is
on Disney.
I gotta watch that because people said that was kind of funky.
I will say a news story about what you just mentioned, Specs, was Tom Hanks was pissed. He really wanted to see what it would be like to have a movie in theaters go against a Tim Allen movie in theaters at the same time, because he's never been against his co-star. When he found out Chris Evans did the voice, he was bummed out. So
he should have been bummed out when they did the cartoon back in the day.
Well, I mean, it wasn't as high profile as an Academy Award-winning Toy Story movie. But Tom Hanks had Elvis, so it was supposed to be Elvis and Lightyear in theaters against each other, right? And it didn't happen that way, and it didn't happen to some press junket, and somebody was like, "So how do you feel about Lightyear with Chris Evans instead of Tim Allen?" Anyways, yeah, if you're a superhero or a supervillain that's going to commit a crime and you need a lawyer, you got to wait by Thursday. Don't do it on Wednesday. On Thursday, you'll have a green lawyer waiting for you, bright and shiny.
Yes, a green lawyer. But
what I know about court cases, when she transforms, I'm pretty sure that'll be a contempt of court because she's angry.
But
I would like to see. Good. I want to see a deep fake of. I'm sorry, really fast. Hold that thought. Freeze. I want to see a deep fake of Liar Liar with She-Hulk. She-Hulk, Liar Liar. What do you think about that? Right, did we lose JW?
No, I'm here. You told me to freeze.
Okay. Well, that was so good. I'm casting you in a movie. We're making Mannequin 3 starring JW. That was good.
But
you got me.
Yeah.
So how does that tie into Power Rangers so that we can totally come full circle?
Well, I guess
Power Rangers Space took place, late 90s. Let's come at full circle because the latest issue of Mighty Morphin had the Silver Ranger in space in that issue. So
I was going to say all the crap with all the different Black Rangers.
And Disney once owned the rights of Power Rangers, so all full circle.
They did not really own the rights.
They produced it.
They produced that one season that was horrible.
No, it was more than two. It was like three. It was like three.
That one series of them. What was it? Is that the space?
Yeah, it was like Mystic Force. It was maybe a dinosaur one and something else.
But did they do the putties?
No.
That
was the original. That was Saban.
That's the only one I know is the Saban one. And then the White Ranger came in.
Saban
who owns everything.
I'm just teaching. They used to. Now he doesn't. He sold everything to.
Yeah, no, it was Gaiman and Saban, and now it's Gaiman and Saban, which sounds way more like a really badass American gladiator. Like coming to the stage, we got Gaiman and Saban. Or WWE.
American Gladiators.
So Disney did Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder, SPD, and Mystic Force and Overdrive. They did 5 different ones.
Oh, wow.
It's like bad Transformer shows you're talking about, like Dinobots, Autobots.
Well, only one that's notable is the Dino Thunder, because that's when Tommy came back.
Yeah.
Then SPD is like a good one, but all the rest of them was like meh.
Yeah, I knew they were like not like the best. And which
Well,
one
that
did
sounds
Billy
like a good-
come back?
I don't think he ever came back.
He came back at
Well,
one
he
point.
came back in Stranger Things. Sorry, I don't know how that ties in, but
All right.
there's a Billy in Stranger Things.
But you also mentioned about Paper Girls, so that came out last
Oh yeah,
last
Good.
Friday. Did you get to watch it yet, Specs? I asked last week, and you did not watch it yet.
No, I haven't watched it yet. I mean, I've been busy,
Tell us.
living it up.
What do you think of the show?
As being the person who tooted the horn, for Paper Girls from back when the first issue came out in 2016. The first episode, I mean, I like the show overall. It does a good mix of giving you, if you've read the comic book, giving you enough stuff from the comic book so you're like, okay, this is, I can see where this is going. But then it adds a lot of stuff that was not in the comic books, but it adds to the story. So, like, even I was reading an interview. I was reading an interview from Brian K. Vaughan and Cliff Chang, and they said that they really liked what they did with the show because they expanded on some of the stuff that they didn't really touch on in the comic because they had more time, I guess, is what it was. So, like, when they go to the future and you meet the one girl's brother, where you don't meet him in the comic, but they meet him in the show, and it adds a lot more like to her character and like her character's storyline.
So
like
a little more texture to the character than you got before.
Yeah, because it sees like how something that happens to her affected her whole family, which you don't see that in the comic book.
That's usually the reverse. That's amazing. Usually you get more detail in the comics.
Yeah, and then of course there's
so
characters in the show that weren't in the comic, but you can also see it does like that Walking Dead thing where at a certain point it diverges like way away from the comic. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh well, now we're going someplace that they didn't even go to in the comic books.
Right.
So,
they started making.
Yeah. So I mean, it made its own thing. Now it ends on a cliffhanger, so there better be a season 2.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to air.
It ain't even like I can go to the comic book and say, well, I know what happens because that's how it went. It's not. It's like, so you're like, where are they going to go? I mean, I have my theories of what happened just because I've read the whole series.
Right.
So I have like a theory of where they're going with it, but we'll see.
Well, I'm excited to see you guys again really soon. Maybe next Thursday, possibly.
What, Wednesday? Wednesday?
Somewhere between Tuesday and Thursday.
Thursday. One of those days between Tuesday and Thursday.
I'm just making shit up now.
Well, you had good internet this time, so that's a plus.
Yeah, I worked so hard to get 3 bars on my Wi-Fi. So thank you for acknowledging that.
I'm amazed. My little
happy birthday, Specs. Happy birthday, man. Oh, hey, look at the little one. What's your name?
Symphony, like the musical.
Oh my God, Symphony is your name? I'm a drummer, so I'm a really big fan of your name. There you go.
All right, guys. Well, I hope we enjoyed the show. I don't have my list. I don't know. I don't think we have a guest lined up for the next few weeks, unless someone comes out of the woodworks and wants to come and talk some geek crap with us.
I can do a mass poster like I did last time.
But then I end up having to like
we
work.
could bring my dog in.
Stuff. But if you can find people who aren't like really doing Kickstarters, like because that's my Friday show, and if we could just find some people who want to come and hang out and talk about comics.
Yeah, I mean,
I can always
the host was like, I said, hey, you can just come and talk comics, but everybody wants to come and talk Kickstarter.
Yeah. So we're just.
I can always do comedians too, if you want.
Yeah, anything where people are doing anything. So if you're a cosplayer or, a movie maker, any kind of content creator, if you're a TikToker and you want to come on, that's fine. Like whatever.
If you deliver Arrowhead to the Marvel Studios, you can come on and tell us about
your
experience.
If you deliver pizza, you can come and talk to us about your route.
But we need pizza though. Like you got to bring pizza to everybody's house in here.
Yeah, you got to send pizza.
We'll take pizza. Donate pizza. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not above. Or if there's a pizza place that wants to sponsor us, I'm not above. You know,
I'm not against it. Make sure it's in all of our cities though. Like it's got to be a.
We still
Like
need
a-
pizza though.
like Domino's or Pizza Hut.
Yeah, they have to deliver to us.
So, yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Kind
did
of
I hear
like.
about Domino's?
What about Domino's?
In Italy, they got rid
they
of
closed.
all of them.
They closed all the Domino's in Italy. Yeah, I see that.
That's really funny. They closed all the McDonald's in Russia.
Yeah, then they
So,
reopened them.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, because that's where they got their potato. It's potato. All right. I hope we don't have any Russian fans that are offended. But you know what? If you're gonna look for our comics, you better crane your neck.
Are they still fighting?
Yeah, they're still
Yeah,
fighting.
they're still fighting. Yeah, like you are such an American. You have an attention span of a 2-year-old. Look at that. I've moved on to like whatever happened this week, Pizzagate. You know.
Because after that pilot died, I stopped caring.
The pilot died. They're still fighting. Yes, there's still
Yeah.
bombs going off.
I mean, they're right now. They're like trying to protect this like nuclear plant from getting bombed.
Yeah, they got them new tanks. And like the dumbest thing is like Ukraine was like, here, you should really just keep Chernobyl. And like the Russians were doing new military exercises in the woods around Chernobyl. All of those Russians have radiation poisoning now. Like they're like the dumbest military at this moment. I'm sorry, I hate to be a dick to the guys from Rocky IV, but Dolph Lundgren needs to step up and say some shit, you know, because this is not working out.
Speaking of, now that made me think of something else I read about them doing, you know, how they did Creed, and now they're going to do whatever Dolph Lundgren's character's name is.
Oh, from Rocky? Or no,
Yeah.
yeah.
The Russian?
Yeah.
The Russian from Rocky. Oh, wow. Okay.
But
I was thinking they could just make Michael B. Jordan the new Rambo.
Well, you remember how Michael B. Jordan fought his son in Creed 2. So
Yeah,
now
exactly.
that guy's son is going Drago. So they're making a Drago movie. And now Sylvester Stallone's like all peeved off because he's not involved with this one where he's been involved with all the other ones.
Right. Okay. Well, that might make sense.
Yeah, because you know, he's the guy who created Rocky.
Or is he?
Now,
all right. I have got to get going, but I did want to say hello and goodbye to the little one. Happy birthday, Specs, and I look forward to seeing you soon.
Yep, and we'll be back next week. Again, I forget. You said that where can we get Alla Brava? I know that website.
Oh, LatinaSuperheroes.com. It's pretty. LatinaSuperheroes.com.
All right, there you go.
Is that too fast?
Yeah, but awesome week, guys. Hopefully, Phil will be with us next week. I'm going to try to reach out to him and see if he's doing okay, what's going on. But
we got another co-host now.
Can you do the baby five? Here, I'll baby five her. There you go. That's the baby five. Yeah. See, there you go, baby five. All right, nice.
All right, guys. Good night. Make sure you come back next week, and you can find us everywhere you listen to your podcasts. It's iTunes, Spotify, all that good stuff. Have a good week.
Excelsior.
Excelsior. I don't think we can say that. I think we'll get sued.
Enough said.
No prize. No.
Back to the bullpen. What are we allowed to say?
What about I'll be back?
I'll be back now. Thank you for joining us on our podcast.
Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper.
Get down, Symphony. Get down. Symphony, get down.
And we have to watch Prey, so we can talk about that for next week. So,
All right.
All right. Good night, everybody. Thanks for stopping by.